Phil's on the mic, broadcasting duels, duty set, game passing, vibing, profits, my rooting, bad bets in the ledger, dice keep tumbling, studio dreams crashing, $1 billion fumbling. Game pass a ghost, we need you to shell, buy our games or the ship gone dwell. Bad investments, now we begging the crew. Phil says game pass is not for you. Try to stack them chips, but the tower went fall. Shouting innovation, but we juggle in a stall. Gambled on clouds, now we're drowning in puffs. Buy our games, cries a slogan, ain't subtle or buff. Yeah, game pass a ghost, we need you to shell. Buy our games or the ship gone dwell. Bad investments, now we begging the crew. Phil says game pass is not for you. Subscription dreams with ambitions to burst. Now the devs in the lab trying to quiet that thirst. Tears in the office, deals gone awry. Phil slid the mic, we aim for the sky. Jack in a tomb, Mark any stutter. Money burn quick, flows in the gutter. Tell the homies to cop or the engine stall. Phil sermon, fingers point down the halls. Phil says game pass is not for you. Go. Phil says game pass is not for you. Try to stack them chips, but the tower went fall. Shouting innovation, but we juggle in a stall. Gambled on clouds, now we're drowning in puffs. Buy our games, cries a slogan, ain't subtle or buff. Yeah, game pass a ghost, we need you to shell. Buy our games or the ship gon' dwell. Bad investments, now we're begging the crew. Phil says game pass is not for you. Phil says game pass. Yeah. Subscription. It's not for you. Subscription dreams with ambitions to burst. Now the devs in the lab trying to quiet that thirst. Tears in the office, deals gone awry. Phil slid the mic, we aim for the sky. Phil says game pass. Yeah, is not for you. Yeah. We aim for the sky. Phil says game pass. Tech in the tomb, marketing stutter. Money burn quick, flows in the gutter. Tell the homies to cop or the engine stalls. Phil sermon, fingers point down the halls. Yeah, is not for you. Yeah. Says game pass. Yeah, is not for you. Huh. Not for you.
Stop! Enough! Stop! Enough!
Sir, do we get the win this time?
Jump and spin, press the square, feel the heat, it fills the air. On my screen, colors glow, level up, let it flow, flow. Xbox here, PlayStation there, gaming vibes, we feel the flare. From walls. Press those triggers, heed the calls. Xbox moves, PlayStation dance. Gaming world, take a chance.
Gaming.
Beat it up, game so tight. Ooh, yeah. Play it loud, play it proud, feel the fight. Console kings, let it sing, bring it on. Bring it on. Gaming groove, make it move to the dawn. To the dawn.
Yo, what's up, grinders? How you doing? How you doing? Whoa, wrong one. There we go. Yo, what's up, everybody? How you doing? How you doing? Hope everybody's having a good time out there. Yes, it is Gaming Grindhouse Monday, and yep, it is a U.S. holiday here, so it's Memorial Day. Yeah, so definitely shout out to everybody who served, and everybody just thank you for your service. And it's one of those we do barbecuing and stuff, but it's really about our soldiers and everything like that. So I want to just thank everybody if you serve and stuff, especially the grinders out there. Devin Frog, shout out the frogs there. I know he's he's out there, and we'll get him on the show again. Frog's been busy. He's been busy. But yeah, I got a whole bunch here tonight. I was going back and forth, a lot of stuff going on. We back and forth with the family. We had a lot of driving this weekend, but definitely now sitting here by the fires of the Gaming Grindhouse to do the Gaming Grindhouse. Open up those doors because we got things to talk about, grinders. We got some stuff to talk about. And before we even talk about it, man, we got Ron M with the VIPs. He's gifting them out already, man. Shout out to Ron M. Oh my goodness. He's giving everybody the goodness already. He's already giving the goodness out. Let's add him. Oh, we got from last time. Yeah, we go. We got, oh yeah, here we go. We got 40. We're on that goal. Carrying that over from Monday. Thank you so much, Ron. I appreciate it, man. Let's go. Oh, yeah. What a way to start. With a little bomb at the beginning, man. With a bomb at the beginning. You got Arcade Cloud Stripe. There we go. We got Final Fantasy in the house. Does feel like Sunday evening. It does feel like Sunday evening. Oh, man. It's so weird. So weird, I know. A lot of us go back to work tomorrow, so we got some topics to talk about. Thank you again, Ron M. We got Dynamite, Big Razzo. We got as well. Yo, Big, what's up, Razzo? How you doing, man? He says it's time. It's time. Let me get my screen a little smaller on here so I get my grinds board up here. The best grinds board on these YouTube streets. Hit that like button, grinders. We got topics today, so yeah, running down the mill. I'm gonna try to get through them. There's definitely some things I want to talk about. Also, I have another video that's going to be coming out. We're going to do it live, just as a sneak peek for those coming in right now to the Gaming Grindhouse. We're going to do a reaction to in celebration that happened last week, where the FTC canceled the the injunction, the whole thing with the ABK deal, so that it's good now. It's done. Like Microsoft's like out of it right now until for the time being, it's done. So that whole back and forth thing is ended. And I thought it would be very interesting to go back and let's watch Brad Smith go through his Blue Pac-Man chart. And I wanted to go over that with everybody because I thought it was very interesting listening to that, especially, how we know things have been going out now with Project Latitude and everything going on. So I thought it'll be very interesting to go through that video. So stay tuned for that video live. It'll be coming this week. We'll do it live here. So hit that like button and hit that notification button. Also hit that subscribe button if you are new here. So we got that rumored state of play. We're going into June, grinders. So we're near the end of May right now. We know June. We've been talking about June for a while. We know that there's that Xbox showcase that Phil always does. Who knows what his multi-plat showcase we should call it now. And then we know that we got Summer Smuggling Grapes Fest with Jeff Keighley, Titus Jeans and Gaming, the Titus Pants. And you know how he does his show. Last time, he did Memorial Reaction, my goodness, with one more thing being Janky Jones going to PlayStation with Extra Jank Enhanced. Now, he has a Summer Games Fest. We know a lot of news comes out. We also probably get a lot of delays as well. We find out games are delayed or games that don't have or maybe come out in the second half. We do get some delays. We also get some new announcements. And of these, and again, I only put it as a brief topic. It's like a fart in the wind, but a rumored state of play. A rumored state of play that may be coming from Sony. But if you're a watcher of this show, you know that I am just... I'm not a fan of the way these state of plays get thrown out there. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. You know, sometimes they're with the news cycle, sometimes they're not. What's up, Wild Wolf? How you doing, man? You know, sometimes they're with the news, sometimes they're with the not. And we know that, you know, a lot of news, this is kind of like the E3 time frame. Will they do a show? They usually did one around the May time, like around this week. So maybe this week we'll find out something. Also, we have another thing going on I'll talk about later with the days of play. So Sony kind of does have some sort of presence here. So maybe they do a state of play. They do have Death Stranding 2 coming out in June. And then they all have Ghost of Yotai coming out as well. And then Marathon we'll talk about, which I don't think it's going to be like the Voldemort of PlayStation. It's like, thou shalt not speak about it, according to Sony. But yeah, so we will see. Yo, we got Roberto Marks. What's up, man? I need to do my shout outs. Ron M, shout out to him. Compost, Taran, Big Razzo, AK24, Liquidata. How you doing, man? We're talking about, we're going to do that. Gaming Grindhouse Games. We're going to make that it. The Purge, the game. Data War, only 3 likes. I don't know. Hopefully you guys hit that like button. And let's start cooking. So yeah, so there's rumored state of play. Let me see if I get in my notes here with the where this stemmed from. But basically it's, you know, is it going to be, people keep debating, and I'm seeing this thing with this the state of play. Is it a showcase? It is a state of play. You know, I really don't even want to labor on it, because sometimes we get these state of plays and it's supposed to be our third party publishers that are working with us. Other times it's indies. Sometimes it's a mix of everything. One, it's all service games, a lot of service games with Spider-Man at the end. They're a hodgepodge. Sometimes they're just one game, you know, which we just had one with Borderlands, which I thought was a good showing of Borderlands, even though, what's his name can't shut his mouth about $80 games. Mr. Elton John, Sir Elton John, Randy Pitchford. Looks like Elton John with that hair and those glasses, but him, you know, talking about the fans will find a way. Dude, love will find a way. He's like, fans will find a way. What song was that? It's like, I've seen Lisa now for a little over a year. He's like, love will find a way. Randy Pitchford's out there singing Elton John style. He's like this. He's like, fans will find a way. They have not paid for $80 games, little for over a year, but they will find a way. Fans will find a way. Oh, whatever. Yeah, there he goes. Randy Pitchford said fans will find a way. He can't shut his mouth. But I tell you, Borderlands 4 does look good. It does look good. So, you know, I do think that it's going to look good. But the state of plays all over the place. And I don't know if you agree with me on these things, but it's mishmash. They highlight one game. They talk about indies. They talk about third parties. Then they throw some first party games in there. Then we get Intergalactic shown on one, you know, and then we get into like Death Stranding. Like, people want to showcase. They want to see what everybody's cooking. Blue Point, you know, man, I don't know what the hell Media Molecule be doing in these streets. My goodness, Media Molecules. What's going? Blessed Union of Souls. Thank you, Nick. Thank you. I knew I was a song somewhere. I was singing somewhere. There it is. But that was Randy Pitchford down. There was my my talent. But you know, it's a mishmash, and there's always rumored state of plays. Listen, we'll talk about it when they announce it, and then know what else? We'll talk about it after we see it or while we see it. Because once they announce the state of play, then it's all the speculation of what they're going to show and all this other. Listen, I'm done with the. I don't even care. Show me. I want to see what it is, and then we'll react to it. But there's a rumor. There's a rumor. I heard a rumor. Rumored state of play possibly coming soon. It originated from Gaming's Mankind. Jeff Grubb, and he said that he heard what he'd been hearing is, and what he had been hearing, and what I heard was, and I don't know, but maybe this, and maybe that, maybe this. I think there is, but maybe there isn't. And then somewhere in there, he said state of play. So if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I wasn't going to make it my title. I wasn't going to make it, come on, everybody, come on in. I heard about state of play. Listen. You heard it here first, Franz. That's right. You know, I didn't deal with that. It's like, I've been hearing there's a state of play, but maybe not showcasing the state of play, showcasing. Listen. He talks, and then when nothing happens, he goes, well, I didn't hear about a date. I didn't know if it was going to be this month. Maybe it's next month. Listen. Done with it. Rumored state of play. Listen, if it happens, we'll cover it. There you go. One other thing that did happen, and I saw everybody just kind of glazed over it. Listen, I couldn't believe it. But now we're going to see it. We're going to see. The retro hits came to Game Pass. Grinders. Oh, shit. Wait, I heard something. Was that your ass cheeks puckering up? Because this was incredible news. Retro games are on Game Pass. Hello? Is the chat working? Because I don't see anybody talking about it. Anybody? Hello? Retro hits Game Pass? Anybody? Hello? Chat, you working? Is it work? Does the chat work? Chat, you there? Oh shit, I think everybody left. This was nobody's talking about it. I just talk about it by myself. Anyway, retro hits. You want to see this? Grinders, I don't think I should have. I'm going to show it right now. Oh shit, Josh has said 50 people, no one cared. Well, I'm going to make you not care a lot. Because guess what, Grinders? Let me show you a little bit of this. Hold on. Wait. Where's my display? I got that thing queued up right for you right now. Because obviously Game Pass came with my PC, so let me show you something while I got everybody here. All right. Pick your heads up. Make sure there's a pillow next to you if you fall asleep. Where's my thing? Where the hell? There it is. So apparently it's an app. Typical Microsoft. It's polished as can be. And according to them, that I will call that a spit shine. Because when you boot it up in the upper left-hand corner, the app is called Pleasantville. So they still have the code name on this ish. It's made by Antstream. But it's not all Antstream. It is just the Activision games from Antstream. It's not the thousands of retro classics. They will be adding more over time, but what they've added now are the Activision games. Not the ones that everybody was screaming about, like Prototype or the Call of Duties. No, man, they went back to goddamn ET era and brought this thing there. But as you know, when you boot this up, it's like Pleasantville. It's like, who'sville? What's Pleasantville? There it is in the upper left-hand corner. It's called Pleasantville. Excellent beta testing. Microsoft. And then you go into here and we hit play now. Now, well, the one nice thing, though, I got to give them credit. They added achievements. So they gave some Xbox achievements to this. So there's, and they give the challenges, which is interesting. But Grinders, I'm sorry to say, I booted this thing up. And I'm a fan of emulators and retro games. But, yo, this is old.
I'm here to tell you right now.
These are old. So all games come over here. We go all games. They're total right now, as of this launch, and this is including Game Pass, 61 games. Boxing, baseball, checkers, crackpots, Drags's. Oh, I remember this one. Let's see this game. And they stream over the internet. For some reason, you don't download them. You hit play. And you got to wait for it to load. So we're waiting for loading. And then we hit play. And here we are. Now we're cooking. This is one of 61 games. Go! Uh-oh. Drive! Three, two, one, go! Am I moving? I'm in third. Are we moving? Am I winning? All right. I guess I'm not winning there. All right, we'll go back. Whew. That was a blast. 2600 Atari. Woof. Man. Let's see another banger in here. Yo, and then you want to click on Double Dragon? No, these are not part of it. These are just an ad for Antstream, which is a subscription service that you pay for. So these are just a part of it. That was a blast. Hold on, we got another one. We got, let's see, we got Pitfall. Pluto fell. So this dropped. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. So it's all the Activision games. Well, all of them, I guess. Like the one when Activision was making things besides Call of Duty. That's cool. Pitfall. I'm playing my keyboard. I need my controller for this one. Okay. So there's that one. So yeah, these are kind of really old. I was just messing around with some of them. But one thing I did wanted to show here. So these are the 61 games that they have currently. They'll be adding more. Here's baseball from Activision. Activision made baseball games. Yeah, Atari 2600. Majority of them are from Atari 2600. Zork. Yeah, these are them. So they do, though, if you go here, though, they do have PlayStation games. Oh, my goodness. They got MechWarrior 2 PlayStation. They got MechWarrior 2 for PlayStation. And they got a Super NES game, MechWarrior 1. 32-bit console. So they do have a PlayStation game in here. Uh-oh. We're crossing the streams. Finally, something with video. Here's a PlayStation game. FASA, man. Where is my Mech Assault? Where is my Mech Assault? Uh-oh, what happened? At least you got here's one PlayStation 1 game. Look at this, they got memory cards. We did it. That's it, you got... All right. I don't know how this is mapped to my keyboard. But anyway, I just thought that was interesting. That there was a PlayStation 1 game in here. Released in 1997. So, and then they got Sahara games. Amiga 3. Super NES, MechWarrior. PlayStation, MechWarrior 2. A majority of them, 46 of them, are Atari 2600 games. Then you got DOS, which are the same games as Sierra. And then your Activision games, which are 53. So this is what they spent $80 billion for. Hey, man, there's not Prototype or the Call of Duties, but this is the retro games. And they call them, and they have it branded as Retro Classics for Xbox. And it's codenamed Pleasantville. And it's just an app. Like within the Xbox Game Pass, you just download Retro Classics. By the way, the service is actually on everything. So Antstream is actually on PlayStation. It is on Xbox as well. It's $40 and you get a year of a lot more games, classic Super NES games, a lot of classic games you get on there. You get like Double Dragon, all the ones that they were showing in the ad. But here, watch, when you boot it up, watch this. It says Retro Classics and it says Pleasantville on the side. Yeah, and it does this, like it loads up. It does like a retro thing there. But Antstream is something that's already on there and you get more games. So they just took like a part of Antstream and just took like the Activision ones in there and just put them in here. But they did not put the whole Antstream service on here. So you could pay $40, I believe it's for a year, or you could pay $100 for a lifetime. Like you own it. For $100, you get all this. Is what it is. But they did add some achievements and some collectibles. Like, you know, they got some screen, like some little logos. Yeah, they did something nice. Look, they got an Xbox sticker, a booster sticker, an old Xbox controller. Well, let's see if they do anything with it. I think it's pretty cool. It's something, but as typical Microsoft, like, it's nothing of their doing. It's basically they just took somebody else and they said, here's our overlay, and at least it's something. So, and they added some mixes and challenges to it. It kind of reminds me of the retro arcade, what they did when they did Xbox 360 arcade, which was a lot better. There's a lot more, you know, there was like the Ninja Turtles arcade game, and like there was arcade games in there. And they kind of did this with the challenges and achievements, which is pretty cool. But this is very old. And right now it seems to be tied to Activision. So I don't know if they're going to, I doubt they're going to get any kind of other licenses from Super NES or anything like that, unless it's something that they may own. Maybe Bethesda games. Well, they got Sierra in there. So they just got their old published games there. But you play boxing? Let's see. Boxing out of Atari. Let's see. Did I have the boxing? Here's boxing. Oh, yeah, I remember this one. It's something. Not like this. Hit that like button, grinders. They bought Sierra. Yeah, they bought Sierra because it's part of Activision. Oh my gosh. Yeah, these. I love how the game just had like Activision at the bottom. Man, I remember these classic ones. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Let's see if I hit keyboard and mouse. What the hell's this? They emulate a keyboard? Yeah, I got. Dude, these are old, man. These are old. So, yeah. But they got some cool overlays. They got save slots. We'll see what they do anything with it. You know, Microsoft, let's see if they advance it. But here's Antstream. See, like, they got Joe and Mac. They got Double Dragon. They got R-Type. They got, what is this one? Yeah, they got some, like, cool, like, some arcade games and stuff like that. But Antstream is a service. You remember that boxing game? I remember Dragstar. I remember that. I play that. I'm trying to remember what some of the ones I played. Oh, it's Grand Prix. Hold on. Games with mold. Yeah, I don't think they work with keyboard well. Here we go. We're cooking. Here we go. Oh, I'm crashing. We're cooking now. Uh-oh, hold on. Yo, these cars look sus, man. These cars look sus. Yo. Ka-chow. Lightning, well, look how fast I'm going. Oh, I crashed. No one, no, that thing, I'm going to tell you. Well, yeah, I think Starfield should implement these kind of mini games in their loading screens. I think that would be a great implementation of this. It's like while you're loading to get from your cockpit into the back of the plane, you should play like an Atari 2600 game. Starfield should implement mini games into their load screens. That's what I think they should do. Yo, everybody got their surround sound on? Yeah, I did it. What happened? I won. Well, gloriousness. Gloriousness, I won. Anyway, that happened. I just saw people going mind blown, but then nobody else covered it anymore. You know how everybody does it. What's up, Kratos? How you doing? You know, everybody does that whole thing like, oh my God, mind blown on X, but then they just like, nobody shows it. I just showed it. There you go. So is your mind blown? Is it mind blown? Hello?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Yeah, they got the W. That's it. The best games they put out there. Those were the classic Activision games that they were asking for during the legal. They're like, yo, man. They wanted boxing from Activision. Microsoft said, you want old classics from Activision? We'll give you old classics from Activision.
Gaming.
That's what Phil said. He's like, we'll give you some old classics. The Prototype and the Call of Duties and old Spider-Mans. Remember the Spider-Mans from Activision? We can get all those, Phil? No, you're going to get boxing. Boxing. Yeah. And Drag Race. Remember those from Activision or Atari? Like, what? I thought we're getting Spider-Man, Phil. And Prototype and all these classics. I'll give you classics. He gave him classics. Phil gave him classics.
Where the box is in the name of our brand.
Xbox, no.
Yo, man, he rewrote them. Yo, I'm telling you, man. Somebody got to make the Phil Spencer roller coaster, and it just drives you into like a tunnel, and you don't know where you're going, man. He played you guys like a fiddle, man. You guys are hyping up Spider-Man, Activisions, and all this stuff. And he said, yeah, we'll go back. We'll give you some Activision classics. I'm going to partner with Antstream and give you boxing and Drag Race. Oh, shit, Phil. Phil did him raw. Phil went in there. He goes like this. There you go, guys.
Pass is fucking raw shit.
Prototype.
Raw chicken. It's raw.
Fucking raw.
Raw. Raw, Carol. Fucking raw. Raw.
Fuck off. And by the way,
it's raw. And no one else is a raw deal, Grinders. That is our next thing. The next thing. They said they're getting remakes. That's right. Dude, we get a remake. Phil gave him classics. He gave him classics. 45-year-old Activision classic. Phil said, I'll give you some classics. A Prototype? And a sequel? Yeah, exactly. No, the app isn't a prototype. It's called Pleasantville. The app is a prototype. Like, I'll tell you about the app. This is a prototype. This is a prototype. It's called Pleasantville. Oh, man. Yo, Grinders. Wait. This is how raw deal. Reviews 2.1. Oh, man. Let's read some of these. Let's read some of those reviews. I want to read some of these reviews. Hold on. Hey, I gotta read some of these reviews. 2.1 reviews. Let's see what they said. Disgraceful. The decision to make these games only available through streaming is baffling. All of these games can be emulated on every computer released since the turn of the millennium. Yet we're forced to experience them through streaming, which adds noticeable input lag, visual artifacting. MechWarrior 2 is basically unplayable because the bitrate tanks every time you get hit. And playing for 5 minutes uses more data than it would take to download every game in this collection. If Microsoft wants to pitch cloud as the future of gaming, then this collection does the exact opposite of that. What could have easily been an awesome celebration is another example how completely out of touch Microsoft is with the retro gaming community. This is the worst way to play every single one of these games. Yeah, they're all streamed. They're all streamed. I just showed you. It's streamed. You got to wait and it's streaming. Streaming, unbelievably bad. Can't ask for challenges in games that require perfect button timing with streaming. They're streaming them. At first I thought awesome. It would have been setting up RetroPie and RetroBat on a PC, though now Xbox gets it. I was wrong. This retro build is a toddler set it up. Whatever emulators they're using alpha at best, aside from the 2600 games, everything else runs like total garbage. I love the community, but this build is trash. Oh man, Phil Spencer.
Where the box is in the name of our brand.
Yo, no wonder nobody's talking about it. Streaming? Are you serious? Good idea, horrible execution. Grinders, where have we heard these before? The games in this collection are great. Puzzling why PlayStation version of Mech 2 is in there and not the DOS one. Sleeper hit this whole collection. User interface is terrible and buggy. Doesn't run in full screen. Loading times for 4-bit games is slow. Anti-stream is garbage. Antstream. Really? Streaming only too laggy. Yeah, that's why my shit was lagging. Like, here, you hit play. Let me just show you again, Grinders. One for those in the back. Hey, Aaron's here. Hold on.
Hey, Aaron, where are you?
I see him.
Where is Aaron right now?
There you go. Yeah, no, look. Like, yeah, you click on these games. These games are not downloaded to my computer. Like, checkers. Look at this. You hit play and you go stream it. Look, loading down the bottom. It's not downloading it. It's just loading it and it's streamed. See? This is streamed.
You're my number one customer.
This is streamed. This is all running in the cloud. All these games are streamed. Tennis. Anonymous Boss with the 2. He goes, time to cut grass, Nick, in a way that makes sense. Oh, damn. Cut that grass. There we go. Now we're cooking. Now we're streaming. Yeah, see, these games are streamed. They're streaming this stuff. Yo, Mario Tennis. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
What do you? This is Mario Tennis. Eat your heart out. Look at this.
Where is Aaron right now?
It's a me.
No Aaron, huh?
It's a me.
You better be sick, dead, or mute.
Look at me cooking. Look at this. Get him, Mario Tennis. Yeah, I won. Look at this. I can imagine this as Mario. Oh, I'll be Princess. Look at this. I'm Donkey Kong. Let's see, Donkey Kong. I'm cooking now. Look at this. All day, baby. Virtual tennis? No way. Who wants this? $20 a month, Grinders. Phil, what do you got to say about this gloriousness?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at the. It's
Phil, are you playing this every night with Greenberg? Look at this. We're cooking now, Grinders. What a stream. Yo, hey, Aaron, you got trouble. Yo, Bowser, Nintendo, you better watch out, man. Look at these frames. Look at these skills. I almost crash into the Activision sign at the bottom. Oh, man. I'm going to put some topspin on it. Watch this topspin. Woo, 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 woo. Yo, I just put a backspin on it. Here's a twist spin. Here's a grindhouse spin. Look at these moves I'm putting. Yo, I can't dive. How am I supposed to dive here? I want to dive. I want to dive. Are you playing on clay or grass? Yo. Who wants to pay $80 for Mario Tennis when you get this? Look at this. Look at the court. Yo, look at the physics. Look at these physics. Look at the wind. They got wind physics in this game. What the fucking wind? The wind took the ball. Look at the wind. You got to pay attention to the wind. Hold on, I'm cooking now. Top spin. Oh, shit. Phil, what do you got to say about it? Oh, I got to save my state. That was incredible, Phil. Phil, that was incredible.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at the. It's.
All right, Phil. That was incredible. Whew. Okay, I got the sweats. I got the sweats going on, Grinders. Whoa. Woo. Woo. I'm gonna have to cut this stream short, man. That was an incredible stream. Please hit that like button. My God, I might go to Twitch with this. Woo. Thanks, Phil. That's what everybody wants. What are classics? Classics. Speaking of classics, Grinders. Game of the year. Palms are sweaty. Yo, I'm also I gotta go take a shower now. I'm dripping. Dude, you see the physics there? You see the wind? The wind was blowing the ball away. And the wind there, there was no judge. I wanted a replay. Phil, incredible.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
That's it, man. It was incredible. They's cooking. So, Grinders, speaking of classics, Phil Spencer, again, treating Xbox fans like A1 citizens. Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice Switch, and Hellblade 2. PS5 physicals coming. Dude, they're bringing the physicals out now by limited run games PS5 and Xbox Series, and they're bringing the Switch. Yo. Physical games are coming. How poor is Microsoft to make Hellblade 2 a digital-only game? They didn't even give it a physical copy. And they're letting limited run games do it. Limited run games is making physical copies of the trillion-dollar company who bought the studio. Like, what? Like, I don't know. Am I off? Is there something off? Why is the trillion-dollar company limited run games is making the physical versions for the trillion-dollar company? Are they that poor? Limited run games helps out companies that can't afford making a physical copy, and they don't have the publishing and stuff like that. They help them out and this stuff. A $1 trillion company is using limited run games to make physical versions of games that they released and didn't even bother doing a physical version. I remember when limited run games said that they wouldn't even make Microsoft games Xbox games because they don't buy them. But the $1 trillion company is so poor. Limited run, you go make the physical version. We're not doing it. And it's a physical disc with a key? Oh my God. Phil, I gotta ask the hard questions. Get in here. I'm not Dusty Bin. I ask the hard questions. Phil, you're a $1 trillion company. Can you not print out a goddamn code for Hellblade 2 and stick it in a box?
Where the box is in the name of our brand.
Box! Phil, I'm asking you the hard questions. Why is limited run games making physical versions of your games?
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at
Do you have money to do this, Phil? You spent $80 billion. Your suit probably costs as much as limited run games' production of Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, the first one for the Switch.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look.
Disgraceful. They bought all these studios. They bought all these publishers. And they out here acting like a startup. You take the loss. Yeah, we're not going to do it. You go do it. Ridiculous, dude. And on top of it, they made their Xbox dudes wait over a year. They didn't even give a physical version last year when the game released. They made them wait over a year, and then since it's coming to PlayStation, now Limited Run Games is interested. A year later. Like, what the hell? Like, how are you going to sell? How are you making these games your identity? How are you making these games when you won't even release physical versions of them? And you got Limited Run Games doing it. Insane. Dude, I was at PAX East friggin' in 2018. Somebody in the Hellblade went to the Switch. Hellblade 1 went to the Switch around 2018. I remember that. I was at PAX when they first bought the studio. And I remember Hellblade being launched right when they purchased Ninja Theory in 2018. You're telling me it's been since you're telling me almost 7 years later they're making a physical version of this game? I need to go to the tapes. When did Hellblade, the first one, launch on Switch? Because I'm positive it was like 2018. It was August 8th, 2017. Holy they made them wait friggin' 8 years. 8 years. Is this one? Wait, when did it come to the Switch? Is that the Switch? Yes. Hellblade went to the Switch. Wait. Was it the 2019? 2019. It was launched in 2017 on PlayStation. The first one, 2019. Because I remember they bought them in 2018. So now here it is. It was November 4th, 2019 is when it released on the Switch. 2019. Dude, they made them wait 6 years. 6 years. Here it is. Look. Hellblade on the Switch. Hellblade launched in 2017. Hellblade went to the Switch in 2019. November 4th, 2019, Hellblade went to the Switch. And they're getting a physical version from Limited Run Games in 2025. I'm speechless. That's what they think of their game. They didn't even give them a physical release last year when Hellblade 2 was coming out. And Limited Run Games now is doing it now. Because I remember they put Hellblade on the Switch right when Microsoft purchased Ninja Theory. They announced they purchased them in 2018, and then I remember going to PAX East in 2019, right before COVID, and Hellblade was on the Switch there. So yeah, it was 2019. Craziness. And now Limited Run Games is bringing it to the Switch in 2000, and it's rumored, it's not even the release date yet, but 2025. Craziness. Crazy work for $1 trillion company who owned this company. While Ninja Theory was doing vacation photos, you could have did this. I tell you, bunch of morons over there.
I don't know.
Bunch of friggin' morons.
Look at the
How do you build how do you build a brand? How do you build identity? You have Mario, Kirby, all identify in Nintendo and world, and you know that that's their IP, that's them. You have PlayStation with their Naughty Dogs and with their Last of Us and with their characters and God of Kratos and Nathan Drake, and they had a PlayStation. That's their IP. And they invest in that IP and they make sure the quality's there. Microsoft bought these companies, Ninja Theory. Hellblade now is under the Xbox roof. Senua is an Xbox IP. How do you just not associate it with your brand? You spent the money and bought them. Same thing goes with Call of Duty. You bought all these games, Starfield, all these Elder Scrolls. Now you got to spend money to have those brands identify with your platform. It's probably not the console anymore, but maybe your Xbox Game Pass. When somebody hears Game Pass, they're like, oh, I could get Elder Scrolls and Starfield. Honestly, to the viewers watching, and please, if you're watching this on the replay, in the comments, when you hear Xbox Game Pass, that's their platform, right? Do you say oh, that gives me access to Doom and Starfield and Call of Duty and Hellblade and all these IPs? Do you immediately think that? Because you need to. And that should be etched in your head. Just like when you hear Nathan Drake, you go PlayStation, Sony. When you hear Luigi, when you hear Mario, when you hear Princess Peach, you go Nintendo. When you hear Senua, you're like, oh my God, Senua Saga, Xbox Game Pass. That's the work. It's easy to sign a check over and just say we own you, but the publishing, the marketing, the IP, if you are still interested in building a platform, which he keeps saying he is, even though the console's dead, they want Game Pass to be that platform that's everywhere with you. They're almost as ambiguous as Nvidia. That's what they've become, because when you hear Nvidia, you don't think of IPs, you don't think of characters, you don't think of games you could play in Nvidia. You don't think that, because they make graphics cards. Microsoft actually makes games and stuff, and you have to associate their IPs like we used to do with Halo and Marcus Phoenix and Chief and all those characters. So how do you expect to brand a platform when you're not doing any work and you're letting other people just make physical versions, and no marketing, no bundles, no wraps, nothing? A Doom controller. Great. Craziness, man. Where's the marketing for these things? Like, I just don't get it. No branding, nothing. Like, you could buy it, but you got to now make it part of, especially if you want to build a platform. If you don't want to build a platform, then you're good. But obviously, they still want people to subscribe to Game Pass, even though Phil says Game Pass is not for everybody. Which is crazy because Game Pass is their future. That's where it is, right? And speaking of their future, this came up, and I saw this, and where is he? This guy. Where is he? I had him right. This guy. Yo. But where my this guy here. This thing. And they're running around. For the second, this guy, he can't calculate numbers. Somebody better buy him a calculator. For the second April in a row, Microsoft has more best-selling games on PlayStation than Sony did. In April 2024, we reported this attributed to the Fallout TV show, because the Fallout TV show Fallout sold. And he goes here, Xbox Project Latitude appears to be working exceptionally well. Armed by its vast amount of games content, Microsoft is leveraging competing platforms to solidify its position in gaming. This guy. They running around with they're trying to find these W's.
Sir, do we get the win this time?
I don't. First off, it's not like PlayStation released anything. Like, Microsoft spent the entire month of dumping all their games. Yeah, dumping. Stealth releasing Oblivion. Then have Jenky Jones, then have Forza. They flooded with this stuff. I don't understand how, like, solidifying their position in gaming. What do you mean? These games existed everywhere. These games that you're talking about were on all the PCs in the world, all the iPads, all the cloud gaming, all the MetaQuests in the world, everywhere in the world, before they showed up on a PlayStation. And now we're back to talking about best-selling games. It's so funny because all these years, since 2017, they've been putting their games on Steam, on the Xbox store, on Game Pass, on all Xbox Cloud. And for 7 goddamn years, nobody has spoke about sales. But when you say, look, it's not even on the Xbox chart, everybody's like, oh, no, it's in Game Pass. It's in Game Pass. That's why. It's Game Pass. So look, the one time you put these games on a place where Game Pass does not exist, it sells. Holy shit on me. Put the games where their Game Pass does not exist, and they sell. Oh. So So I guess Game Pass is not sustainable. I guess Game Pass did not work because it's been everywhere. And now the 1 month they go put some of their games on PlayStation, they're selling. We're talking about selling games now. What happened to selling Xbox games in the last 7 years, 6 years? Where? And what PlayStation games released in April? Anybody? Oh, and what happened is that they spent $80 billion to take Call of Duty, which has been always on the PlayStation list, and now $80 billion later, it's a Microsoft bestseller. Oh. Yeah, we just do that now. Like, stop trying to finesse this bullshit. We know the reality. Call of Duty's always been on the top charts. Before they owned them and after they owned them. Like, what kind of win is this? What kind of proof that this Project Latitude is working? Please. Clown, go look at your console sales. Please. It's working. Yeah. Let's see it come out in a month where Sony actually has a game coming out. Let's see what it does in June. Let's see where it is on the sales charts in June and when Ghost of Yotai comes out. Like, then when we see that, are we going to come back and talk about Xbox charts? Or we're just going to say, oh, look, Call of Duty's there in Minecraft. Like, really? What kind of, like, I just don't understand what is the purpose of this? And what happens when they're done? Like, are they doing Forza 4? Are they doing Forza? What are they doing? Is it working? Dude, it's a patch on an open wound. That's what it is. It's buying time. It's buying time and solidify their position in gaming. Oh, having limited run games make their games for them. That's solid. Yeah, that sounds like a real strong goddamn approach. Limited run games is publishing physical versions of Xbox games. Xbox published and owned studio games. Limited run games is doing it. That's a solidifying position. Really? These games been everywhere. Nobody talked about it. Now, there you go. Look at this. He goes, I see him stoop to fake charts. Xbox spent $100 billion to add a single-digit growth for the most part. Piss poor performance. Dude, that's the thing. Nobody's saying how much they spent for a drop of blood, dude. That's it. What's solidifying? Man, I just went on a whole thing about how they're using limit. They're not even marketing their franchises for their platform. And look at what Game Pass does. You put some games on a platform that Game Pass does not exist and you have to buy them. And now all of a sudden, look, people are buying them. Shocking, isn't it? So I guess we were right that Game Pass does cannibalize sales. Hell, Microsoft said it themselves. It does. It cannibalizes sales. And that's why Jim Gordon Ramsay Ryan didn't want any of that Game Pass on his platform. Because he did not want the people to stop buying games. Same thing with Switch. They don't want people to stop buying games. And that was the problem that Game Pass introduced. And dopey ass Phil and friends. Sarah Bond, here you go.
When we launched Game Pass, some people freaked out. They were worried it was going to destroy sales, make it impossible for developers to make money, devalue games.
And they did. Devalue games on all your platforms. That's what it did. Yo, I just looked at my screen. Steven Leone's in the building, yo, man. A 20. Thank you, Steven Leone. He got them all. Get all those lurkers. Let's go. Thank you, Steven Leone. Appreciate it, man.
The buried treasure is gemstones, juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Yep, he's here. Yo, Steven Leone kicked the door in. He came in here. He said, I'm kicking the door in here. He goes, what are we talking about? This Project Latitude. The only thing Latitude is Phil laying on his back. That's the only Latitude thing about this.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at.
I think it's official. I think we got to end this topic here with this dopey bastard trying to talk about console sales and the Xbox is still in it, dude. Derek Strickland, I got you right now. You're getting it right now. Grinders, hit him up. Get it. Get him. That's right. Derek Strickland.
The Xbox
You've been glazed.
Discord to spread PlayStation FUD.
You just made the glaze. You just made the Xbox glaze. There it is. That's the glaze. That's the way we know about it. There it is. You just made the glaze. He just made the glaze.
You're my number one customer.
There you go. I'll tell you, here's my Xbox tip.
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats. And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
Yo, dude's been glazed. That's it. We got him. He's made the glaze list. We got him glazed. We got him. He's on the glaze. He might even get the new glaze. Where's my new glaze? Oh, wait a second. I have this one. I get my glazes. There we go. Give him this one.
Juicy, 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 glah, 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 glaze, glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancake, shake my head, Xbox marketing.
The buried treasure is gemstones and juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries. The buried treasure is gemstones, juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Glaze holes.
Juicy, 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 glah, 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 glaze, glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancakes, shake my head, Xbox marketing.
Dude, he keep trying to keep fighting for his life. He's trying to fight for his life. He's like, guys, I gotta come up with some glaze news. It looks like it's working. It's working. Man, it's working. Yeah, it's working. Just like Game Pass was working. Everything was working. He's not even a has-been. Glaze. That's right. That's right, dude. Hit that like button. He got the double juicy glaze. He got that one. Oh no, not like this. Oh no, now watch this. Oh, Grind is talking about getting glazed. Then we got Mr. Henderson. Mr. Henderson comes in here, and Mr. Henderson, hear what he has to say about this.
And everyone would be like, oh, okay. And that's it. We'd all move on. That's about it, really. So,
I mean, yeah, because they'll have the PlayStation to buy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And they'll release their games over there, and it's fine. Oh, new Halo's coming out. Yeah, I'll get it on PlayStation 5. You know?
Oh, it just sounds so weird, man. Halo on PlayStation. What the hell?
Tom, how long do you think until we hit the point where Xbox just jumps out of the console war, and then we have just, or what came to my mind is they just have a streaming box and that's it?
Yeah, I mean, we know they're going to do one more console generation, right?
and then I think that's it. It's done. They don't need to put all of the time and investment into an Xbox console, right? But yeah,
we all thought, not we all, but there are a lot of people that thought the PS4 era was the last one. PS4, Xbox One era. They're like, oh, there's no more after this, or this that we're currently in PS4. This is gonna be the last one. I feel like every generation we hit that, this will be the last.
I don't know. Like, no more than ever, though. I feel like the writing's on the wall.
Yeah.
Just with the way that the direction has been these past 2 years and how fast their strategies seemingly changed from the public eye. I mean, like, right from the top level, we don't have too much insight. There is leaks and rumors and all that kind of good stuff, but typically they do come down from a lower level. So we don't necessarily know, or maybe we do, but for the most part, I would argue that we don't know exactly how long the strategy has been in place. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like no more than ever the writing's on the wall. But who knows?
We also have the rumors of, and who knows how accurate it is.
Don't talk about
Microsoft talking with Steam.
Oh my God, we're doing this again. Dude, I said it. Bury that shit.
ET better move over. Xbox says make some room. It's coming.
Oh yeah.
Bury Xbox in the ET hole. Bury Xbox in the ET hole.
Dude, there you go. I just spiced it up for you. I know you're all falling asleep. The four dudes making us go to sleep here. Man, talking about watching paint dry. My goodness, I had to spice it up with some Grindhouse exclusive music. Holy crap. Yo, thank you, Blackfire Game. I appreciate it. This channel should be bigger. A lot of facts. I appreciate it, man. Hey, man, this is just my opinion. I just see it as it is as a consumer. I don't have any insiders. I don't want insiders. I just call it the way it is and what I see. I got two sources here, everybody knows. I got them. They're on the left and on my right. They're called my left eyeball and my right eyeball. Those are my sources. That's what I've been hearing is from what I see. There we go. But there it is. I had to spice it up, man. I was falling asleep. It was snoozing. I was like, get to the point. Get to the point already. My goodness. Goggling. Listen. And hit that like button. That's right. Listen to Blackfire Gaming. Hit that like button. Subscribe, grinders. We've been just doing this, man. Listen. You do not need to be an insider. You do not need to be in the industry. All you grinders in here, everybody watching at home. You do not need to be knowledgeable about anything in gaming. You don't need to have connections, and what I'm hearing is, and who I know is, listen, they spent 20 years to justify why people should develop for Xbox. Developers. The first Xbox did not have GTA. It had to be delayed. It came later. The 360, they finally started getting PlayStation games day one on Xbox. That's because they had the install base. They had the install base of an exclusive platform. A platform that has specific hardware that developers need to make for. Developers will not spend their time making for your unique hardware if you do not have the numbers. That's why they got to make deals and sign deals and do this stuff, because they got to compensate for the low install base. So as Xbox console, don't listen to these fools telling you there's going to be a new Xbox. Listen. If Microsoft has the money, hell, they don't even have the money to make Hellblade physical versions. But if they have the money to FAFO and build another Xbox console as a pacifier, I think it's going to be a Series X2 or something that just has a little bit more, and it's just going to be like an iteration of what they currently have. That's it. And maybe then they're done. But the true console is over. because they are not in the business of making unique hardware that needs specific development. Because if they do, they need to build that install base back and do the console warring that they used to do. And they're not in that business. So the console that they're making is going to be a PC, because therefore they could leech onto the PC structure, and now they get the games. That's the basic move. Even a handheld is going to be a Windows, and we're going to talk about how they're already losing that. They are leeching off of the PC, because if they just make a game for PC, Xbox could be there as a launcher. But what they have not addressed in this whole thing is where your legacy Xbox console games go. Are they being emulated on PC? Do they come with you? Because that is going to piss off a lot of people if they tell you Xbox is PC and you just bring whatever we got going and you say bye-bye to the rest of those games that you bought, all those 360 retros, all those games before 2016. When we were focusing on console exclusives. Yeah, those games are not coming with you. Everything since then, they could come with you. And that's the thing, because they are not going to make a new Zen architecture bullshit that needs some special programming. You saw this with Stadia. Developers want install base because it takes time and money, especially if everybody says it costs so much money to make games. Time and money, that people are not going to waste their time and money in their studio to build a game for a small install base. That's why Microsoft cannot come out with like, we got a custom chip and custom bottlenecks that we avoided, and system on a chip and all this other bullshit and Hovis methods and vapor chamber out the ass. No. They can't do Switch and PlayStation. They can't do it anymore because they don't have the install base. They don't have the developer mindshare. Unless they want to make one and just try to keep it alive with Activision and ZeniMax, because that's all they can do. They're like, well, we got enough publishers in Bethesda and ZeniMax. We'll make it like a ZeniMax Activision box.
Where that box is in the name of our brand.
Because Phil says box is in the name of the brand, so therefore there should always be a box. But he's Phil Nessing you there, because it's not going to be and console gamers go, oh, thanks, Phil. I knew you were going to keep making a console. They're not. It's going to be a PC bullshit. And they're already losing that with SteamOS. And that's one of the topics tonight. So maybe they do an iteration of the Xbox, but the things that they spent time and built up and created fans, that is gone. Unless they really roll the dice with the devil and say, we don't care about the marketing. It's a boutique device that we're going to make. And yes, $800, the new Xbox console, and plays your old games. I don't know. Why don't we ask, you know what? Why don't we ask, that's right, the wizard. Why don't we ask the vice president of Next Gen? This guy has all the answers, Grinders. Hit the like button. This guy, here we go. You know what? I didn't even think about it. Gaming Gandalf. I forgot to ask him. Look at him. Here he is. Where is he? There he is. I got him right here. This is a face of somebody I could trust. There he is. The president of Next Generation. There he is. He has all the answers. I forgot. Let's ask Gaming Gandalf. Thou shalt not see a new console. Oh, man. Look at him. That face. That guy. This guy here. That's the future of Xbox. If you're watching this on a TV, blow it up. Full screen. The president of Next Gen, I present. There he is. Does he know? Does he look like he knows what's going on? Does he? Does this guy look like he got a plan? Does he look like he's cooking? He's cooking all right.
Bass is fucking raw! Shit! Raw! Raw chicken!
He's cooking.
It's raw. Fucking raw. They look raw! Raw, Carol! Fucking raw! Raw! Fuck off. And by the way, it's raw.
Like zoinks.
There it is. He walks into a board meeting right there. You just break down into tears knowing that a new console's coming. Look at this. Dude, he gives you that face like, holy shit, yo. A new console's coming, definitely. He's cooking. The last time he was on there, all he kept saying was, I think you'll see more later this year. I think we'll do something with the dashboard. I think we'll do something with the app. We heard the feedback. I think.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at the.
I think. It may be teasing. I think. Nah. And keep thinking. The world of Switch 2's coming out. Steam Deck OS is coming out. They're fucking cooking. And you keep thinking. Oh, you know what? That Xbox app is ass. And you think. Keep thinking, well, you know what? Later this year, we might tweak the app a little bit. Dude. Steam OS, you roasting your ass. You're done. Thinking. You're thinking still. Keep fucking thinking. Keep teasing. Oh, maybe in June it'll be the fucking... Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's all coming. Yeah, get the hell out of here. That's Microsoft for you, huh? Pleasantville. Dude, they still got the code name in the friggin' retro app, you piece of shit. It's so... Yo. Get out of gaming. Microsoft, get your... I wish they... Like, dude, they are shitting up the place. They are shitting up the place. This dopey bastard, Mr. Strickland, thinks that they friggin' are cooking. Dude, they're putting the mud on your white pillowcases. They're shitting up the place. They got trash finger. They shut down Call of Duty Mobile after Phil was on his hands and knees begging for the mobile industry. They shut down Call of Duty. Get the hell out of here, man. They got a lead guy booty. Holy shit. Shitting up the place. That's what they're doing. My God. I don't get it. They're already losing. Exact Mango, we're going to cover that. Going to cover that shit. Definitely. The Steam OS, yo. You know what? While we're on Project Latitude, let's continue the cooking. Hit that like button, grinders. Let's go into the cooking. That's what I'm talking about. Because I think this is something we should follow right into. So I'm moving the topics around. This since we're talking about next gen Xbox console. Grinders. You think I'm lying? You think I make shit up? Right here. Windows Central Gaming. We finally now have a device. The Steam, and this is where these Xbox fans, these X channels that talking about handhelds and shit, they don't want you to hear this stuff. Fire up the grill. Yo, we're barbecuing tonight, man. The grindhouse is cooking. We finally have a device, a Legion Go with Windows and a Legion Go with Steam OS. They're ready to cook. They're ready. We got them now side by side. And nobody said anything. But Xbox sucks again. Once again, Mr. Gaming Gandalf still thinking. Windows Central Gaming goes, if the next Xbox bases on Windows, hopefully Microsoft saw something. Here you go. Steam OS beats Windows on performance and battery life in direct tests. Cooking. Wait, we're not done here because then I shared a video here. Boom, where's this one that I shared here? There's the triple glaze. But I shared one here. Where is it? Saying the same thing. What is that dude? What the hell is my video? Oh shit, there's a Herman split there. Didn't I share a video? Oh shit, look at these goats. Well, I'll show you the other video, but here you go. This is Windows Central. And it is by Bootleg. The Bootleg wrote this one. Oh, I got a quote from the Bootleg. We got to talk about that too. It is an embarrassment for Microsoft. Steam OS destroys Windows 11 on gaming performance and battery life, as well as usability. Steam OS now on these handhelds. This is Microsoft's venture, right? This is Microsoft's future. The handheld. Remember, everybody was hyping up the Xbox handheld as the future of gaming. And look at this. Xbox diehards, please. They left. They left. So right now, we're looking at this stuff. The first direct and natively supported comparison between Windows 11 and Steam OS gaming hardware is here, and is pretty much a bloodbath for Microsoft. So as I said, the Legion Go has both Windows 11 and Steam OS, two different versions, and the Steam OS version is cheaper, right? Look at these comparisons. This is the Dave Lee. This is the video that I shared. The Legion Go S Steam OS, dude. Cyberpunk is at 59 frames. On Windows, it's at 46. On Steam, Helldivers 2 is at 70. On Windows, it's 65. Doom Eternal.
You're my #1 customer.
Microsoft owned Doom Eternal. 75 frames on Steam and 66. Dude, there's like 10 frame differences on Legion Go on Windows. And Gaming Gandalf's still thinking. He's still thinking. Spider-Man 2, it helps. Look at this, Legion Go Windows. Sony likes Windows. Witcher 3, 76 frames on OS, Steam, and 66 frames on that. Dude, and not only do you get performance, but you get better battery life with Steam OS. Windows sucks because Windows is not made for a handheld. It's running OneDrive, it is running Teams, it's running bullshit in the background, thinking that this thing is plugged into a wall. And it's not made for gaming. This is the reason why Steam OS is lean. It uses Proton to emulate Windows. It does it clean and does it with less overhead. This is your future of Windows, the Windows handheld. Oh, I think the Xbox app, dude, you got, and like I said before, there's so much work they need to do. It's not even the Xbox app. That is a mess of its own. You can't use a controller. But your whole operating system is destroying these handhelds. And now Steam OS comes out at a cheaper price, native to these devices, and now outside of the Steam Deck, it's giving you better performance and better battery life. He says here, the battery life, running 2D games, the Legion Go with Steam destroys Windows, offering 6 hours of gameplay in Dead Cells, where Windows offers 2.75 hours of gameplay. Same game, same hardware, just different operating systems. Are you kidding me? Same battery size, same everything, same RAM, same processor, same hardware, same screen, same refresh rates. The only thing different is Windows and Steam OS, and you are getting almost double the battery life with about 10 frames more performance on the Steam OS for the same hardware. Now, grinders, let me ask you something. If you are Lenovo and you are Asus and you are these other companies, you are now able to get better performance and better battery life and market 6 hours of battery life with the same hardware if you choose Steam over Windows. Think about it. Michael, you're Michael Meridian, you're Lenovo. Ron, you are Asus. You have the same device that you researched. You put a 80 watt battery in it. You put the Zen 2, you put everything in it. And you just choose a different operating system. And one operating system makes your shit look almost double than the shit of Windows. So now Michael and Ron, which one are you gonna push? Because guess what? It don't cost you any more money. It probably costs you less money because now you even sell it for less because Windows wants more royalties. So it's cheaper for you. Same hardware. Where are you going as Lenovo and Asus? Who are you going to use? All I know is if I'm putting an 80 watt battery and I got to tell everybody it gives you 2.5 hours on Windows and it's more money, or 6 hours, dude, guess what I'm doing? SteamOS makes my console, my handheld, look like a friggin' gem, where Windows makes it look like shit, and it's the same hardware. And it's cheaper, which will probably get more sales. And it's less money for me because I don't got to pay Windows royalties. And David 2D did the video, and that was the video that I watched. There's the video. Is this the video? Here it is. This is the one.
Launched the Windows version of this product, their Legion Go S.
Just wanted to show you this.
It was received very poorly. It was an expensive device, battery life wasn't great, and performance was...
There's Windows version.
A good device compared to the competition. But we
now
hardware, but it's just an operating system difference. And this made such a massive impact on how good this product is. This is so much better than the Windows version. The Windows version had a white outer shell, but the SteamOS version...
Wait, let's go right where he does this. It has his chart. Where's the price? There. This is the price? I don't need to do it in 4K. Hold on. Yeah. Price list is $730 for the Windows version. $730, $599 for the Steam version. Same hardware, same tech. But Windows costs more for them. And you're getting better battery life and better performance on the $600 SteamOS version. And tell me again, these dudes running around with their glaze holes, Xbox glazes, I'll get them. They're running around going, the future is Windows handhelds. SteamOS just ate their fucking lunch. Before Mr. Gaming Gandalf can't even walk out there and say the words, I think. He can't even get out there. He's like, I think you might hear more than maybe I think. Dude, there's your face. Your face fits exactly what the goddamn data shows. There you go. Exactly. This dopey bastard's teasing and shit. He thinks, I think we'll do better. I think we'll fix the Windows operating. Dude, you're already cooked. You fucking cooked already. SteamOS just destroyed you. Granted, you can't even write this shit better than anything. Their timing sucks. The Switch 2 comes out in a week. And they got SteamOS roasting their ass. What Windows handhelds are cooking? They could come out with an Xbox button and nobody gonna blink an eye unless you're glazed. Go, oh, there's an Xbox button. Phil told me it's okay.
I don't know. Like, I'd have to go back and look at the...
Dude, cooking.
Original Legion Go S, it's got the same hardware, but it's just an operating system difference. And this...
Just an operating system difference, dude. And look at the numbers. Not only the battery life is double, look at the data. Look at the numbers. frame rates.
If you're plugged in, the Steam Deck only goes up to 15 watts.
It does require just a little bit more power than the Steam Deck. But look at these numbers. Battery life, dude. Even the Legion Go has 55 watt. The Steam, this thing is roasted.
Way the Steam Deck does, and it is a hardware thing sooner than I would want. Okay, the other thing is when I was testing this stuff out, I thought, how did we get to this stage where Microsoft allowed this to even happen? Like, we've had handheld gaming PCs for a decade. Microsoft's had 10 years to make handheld gaming on Windows better, and it just hasn't changed very much. I don't feel like Microsoft can keep ignoring this. This is just, all it was a piece of software, and it's so much better. It makes this product so much better the moment you remove Windows. So they got to do something about this. Okay, there you have
Grinders, what did I tell you? Xbox, Microsoft, you suck.
Oh no! We suck again!
There you go. What's the purpose? They suck. Dude just said they got 10 friggin' years. He's still thinking about it. Still thinking. He's still thinking. This is what I mean. What did he say again?
this product so much. I don't feel like 10 years to make handheld gaming PCs allowed this to even happen. Like, we've had handheld gaming PCs for a decade. Microsoft's had 10 years to make handheld gaming on Windows better, and it just hasn't changed very much.
10 years they've been doing this. SteamOS shows up, ate their lunch. Grinders, how many times over the last 6 years that you've been following this channel have I said the MO of Microsoft is that they do something, they do not do it, and then somebody comes along and does it better? That's how we got Spotify. Groove Music was doing subscription music. Somebody came along and did it better. Mixer shows up. Nobody needs it. They just connect and motions. Nobody wants it. Now over Cortana, she's still on your computer. Nobody wants the Cortana. Oh, I'm not talking to my Xbox. I don't want to talk to... Yeah, now we're yelling Alexas and Googles. Somebody always comes along and does it better. They suck. They do not have the patience. They do not have the wherewithal. They do not have the balls to sit through and vision and do something true. The only thing they had was the goddamn 360, and they had a proper vision and drove something with Xbox Live. And the one good thing that they did, the 20 other things they fell flat on their face for. And listen, this guy's been saying this. 3.6 million subs. This guy has about almost a million. He has 864,000 views. And the message is Xbox and Microsoft Windows sucks on handhelds. So tell me again how the future is handheld Xboxes running on Windows. Steam just killed them. And this is the first device. This is the first Steam device that's not made by Valve. This is Legion. It's cheaper, it runs better, and better battery life. The two huge things that Microsoft still is sitting there with dopey gaming Gandalf sitting there like this, trying to figure it out. They're cooked. They are done. Every which way you go. Microsoft's playing chess. Dude, they're not even playing anything. They are in that goddamn ET hole, so stop wasting time. Everything they do turns to shit. And they just bought time by paying $80 billion and wasting gamers' time and wasting our time and shutting down studios and shutting down goddamn their mobile thing that they begged for. Wasted time. They should have just got out when they got out. Instead, they're trying to ruin it for everybody. Just like Cena's trying to ruin wrestling, Microsoft's trying to ruin gaming. Because they're trying to put all their Microsoft bullshit instead of just making great games and just doing what they were doing. They want to throw cloud and handheld PCs and Game Pass subscriptions that cannibalize sales. Dude, it sucks. The guy said it. They've been doing GPD1 in 20. Look at this. 2016 Microsoft handheld. 2016, they've been doing this thing. Windows on handhelds. That's why they come around and sit here and think like, oh, there's a new market in handhelds. There's a new market. This is something that we need to explore further. Dude, GPD1 in 2016. Really? Really? You've been doing this for so long. Handhelds. Your operating system's been in handhelds. You were sitting there next to the Asus ROG Ally 1 3 years ago. And you still never fixed Windows for handhelds. Then Legion came out. Then MSI came out. And now they're coming out with their second devices and third devices for Asus. And you're still trying to figure it out. Steam made one device called the Steam Deck. And then they said, hey, put Steam OS. Listen, grinders, you think it's just in the handhelds? Steam OS is about to friggin' destroy PC gaming. Get ready. I won't be surprised if people dual boot or start putting Steam on computers. And when you think that Microsoft is going to try to consoleify Windows, Satya won't allow it. There are so many back-end processes. Dude, like, come on. You look at this shit. You want to see something crazy. Where is this? Look at this. Look at this, grinders. You think you think I'm crazy? Go look up Groove Music, and it's the same logo, but it's called Media Player app. You want to see something else? Go into your. Hold on. Wait a second. You want to see like what Xbox app is going to turn into? Let's see if I can do this. I want to see something. When you boot up Windows, you'll see like this Cortana still around. Like they have you Groove Music was still there. You want to see something else? Look at this. Wait, do they even have this now? I even saw that even that mixed reality app is still on your computer. Do a search on all your computers. The mixed reality. Even that's still around. With our mixed reality. They're all like, it's just vestigial organs, man. Groove Music, mixed reality, Cortana. They're all living on your Windows. Xbox is going to be the next one. It is going to be the next one. Just some vestigial app that just will fade away with Windows updates. They're like, isn't it crazy that they are already behind? They're already fighting an uphill battle in the mobile space, in the handheld space, and they've been there, like the guy said, for over 10 years. And they are already behind. You got Switch 2 coming out to dominate with the kids and all the Mario games. Now you got SteamOS on the same hardware as Windows, roasting Windows. They can't fix that shit because Windows is not built for a handheld, nor is it built for a laptop. Grind is right. They have tried to make Windows on ARM, which sucks, by the way. I tried it. Windows on ARM is ass. It has to emulate stuff. It is garbage. It is not ready. And you think developers are making ARM versions? Please, they're still working on it. They launched it 2 times already with this ARM. And they try to force it by making Surface. Listen, and the reason why I talk about this, it's because Microsoft now is putting all their bullshit in gaming and they're ruining this stuff. It is. Because they don't care about the games. They just get them out there, dump them out. They don't give a shit about the games. The game is just like a bullet point. They care about this platform, this vision, and they're already losing. Anonymous Boss, roasting Nick again. With $2, he says, Nick, give Jez his lawnmower back. I don't know, Nick, man. Anonymous boss be roasting your ass again. Anonymous boss at the 5, he goes, Gaming Gandalf is Nick's uncle. He told Nick to mow the lawn. Oh, shit. Nick, go talk to your uncle. Tell him to stop thinking and get this job done because he's already behind. Grinders, hit that like button. It's just crazy because it just proves what I've been saying all these years in the sense that Microsoft as a company, I don't give a shit about their finances and all that shit. They suck as a consumer product. Number one customer. They do not know consumers. They don't care. And it's just baffles my mind how people blindly glaze their ass thinking that Microsoft is going to do something good when they already are losing and they haven't even, the Xbox handheld hasn't even been deployed yet. And they already are behind just with the operating system. And a dude with over 4 million views, bootleg Jez even roasting their ass. Listen. It's done. And on top of it, for a consumer, the price of these handhelds with Steam are cheaper. So from a consumer, it's cheaper, better battery life, better performance. And for Lenovo and all these OEMs that are going to make Xboxes, dude, Xbox better have Steam OS on it because that's what they're going to be cooking. They want cheaper boxes with Steam OS that makes their hardware look and run better. If I was an OEM, that's what I'm using. Now, granted, Windows has the name, Windows has the compatibility. But dude, if you're looking for somebody that wants performance and a Steam library and just wants to game, a Steam OS PC, Microsoft just has a new enemy right now. They had Mac OS versus Windows. Now Steam OS. Linux comes back with a vengeance. And it's cheaper. So, you think they worried about your games, dude? They're fighting an uphill battle before it even started. Sign my ass with the 100 Seek. He goes, just finished Doom. It's badass. I never played the earlier ones, but I've seen some people saying previous games were faster than the new one. And obviously, it's the fastest, best modern Doom game. Yeah, I've been playing it. It is slower than the other ones, and it's more grounded, this new Doom. It definitely has its moments with the music and the parrying and stuff like that. I did prefer the chaos of Doom Eternal, but this one is pretty. It's okay. It's good. I like the other one better. This one seems like they do have different types of interactions that you can do. I don't want to spoil the different types of things that you can do in here, like vehicle wise or things like that, or riding things. But I just, and it's PC, man. It is forced ray tracing. Path tracing is coming again. Microsoft once again, or whatever they're doing with Bethesda, botched launch. Shit has a pop-up warning you to play. It's really not very optimized. Forced ray tracing, you can't turn it off. Path tracing is coming again later time. And on PC, it runs like ass. On PlayStation, it runs like you got to use the frame gen. You got to use gimmicks. Good job on putting your game everywhere. Quality. And one thing about putting your game everywhere. Actually, you know what? We'll get it. I'm gonna get into that when I go to the server stuff. And one other thing too. There was just a rumor right before the show. See, so Simon says it's not slower at all. It just feels faster. The thing is, dude, it's like I think that the one thing is those wind marks when you're running, like to kind of make it look like you're going faster and stuff like that. I think it's a little that's a little cheesy. But I like the verticality. I like doing those jumps and swinging and all that other stuff. I do like that part of it. I did like the verticality of Eternal. And I like that they had the executions in Eternal. I like the glory kills. I feel like this one, you just give a big boot. I know that they have the same thing where it glows up, but like I like the animations where you just rip. I don't like how this one slows down for parrying. Like I think it's the game slowing down, but it like does like slow mo. And I saw that somebody already put a mod on it to like remove those slow mo instances in this one. But I felt that I like the glory kills. And this one they took them out. All the crazy thing, ripping out the eyeball, splitting them in half, and then you do that and you'll get the energy and stuff like that. This one, you want to hit them when they're purple, and then you kick them and they do a boot. I kind of like the glory kills on it. Wait, outside gaming night, did that just happen now? Is that true? Hold on, let me see. You said there's they did not announce it today, did they? We were just talking about the state of play earlier. Let me see. Look at this. As I'm talking about it, Mr. Yellow Chair, dude, he's scrambling in his seats. Yo, look at this. Yo, just as I'm talking about, just to wrap up this topic, look at this. As I'm talking about this thing. What did I say?
Mr. Yellow Chair.
Look. He knows too. He knows what's coming. Where is it? The hell is, what am I displaying? Look. With Valve making Steam OS available on third-party hardware and Nintendo Switch 2 launching next week, in my opinion, Microsoft needs to show an updated version of the Xbox experience on Windows very soon, aka June 8th. Dude. Who gives a shit about the Xbox experience on Windows? Windows is the problem. So what? You put lipstick on a pig? Oh, we just put an Xbox overlay on the bullshit of Windows that's making the things run worse. And they're going to use a game show to talk about a Xbox Windows app? June 8th? So is that what we're looking forward to? A game show, a show for gaming, a gaming showcase. We're going to have what? Gaming Gandalf come out and talk about an Xbox app experience on PC? Are the Xbox console players excited about that? The Xbox experience on Windows? Is that something that you guys on Xbox console owners are excited about? They could show lipstick on a pig. Oh, well, we put the Xbox launcher over Windows. Dude, that doesn't help battery life. That doesn't help the performance. Just like Xbox game mode. Remember that game mode that's automatically turned on your PC? What does that do? Remember this? Where's your Xbox game mode? Xbox game, was it game mode or some shit? I remember, where is it? It's in the settings. Game mode or some horse shit like this. Yeah, game mode settings. There it is. Game mode, optimize your PC by turning things off in the background. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, it's on by default on every computer. Still sucks. Go look up Xbox game mode. Yeah, Xbox game mode. Still sucks. It doesn't matter what they show. It's Windows is the problem. They need a whole goddamn Satya sitting down telling us Windows is gutted. Windows has been gutted and has been solely optimized for gaming, which they'll never do. Because grinders, they never optimized Windows for laptops. They never even optimized Windows for laptops. You're fighting for battery life. All they gave you were weaker laptops to extend the battery. So they could do all the lipstick on a pig all they want, but it's not going to stain that. Steam OS on the same hardware, that Legion Go demo, that Legion Go product is an Achilles heel. It is a nut punch. It is a shot.
An exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're going to love my nuts. Watch this.
It's done.
You do everything.
It's done. That right there is showing that everything the same and just the operating system makes the battery and performance better on the same hardware. It's all Windows. Microsoft needs to gut Windows in order for that to work. They need to gut it. They need to just say, they need to take Windows and just take like 5 parts that only play games. They got to make a game version of Windows or a handheld version of Windows. How did the touchscreen tablet version of Windows turn out, Grinders? They made a Surface device with touch. How did the touch experience go from Windows 10 to Windows 11? How was that touch experience? They really did a good job with touch? Was it like an iPad? No, they failed that as well. So what makes you think gaming is going to make them gut Windows and make it run like a Steam OS? Dude, no, it's because Windows is the one size fits all. And they will not mess it up because it runs on enterprise shit. They'll add some consumer stuff to it, but they're not going to touch Windows. They never have. All they need is a complaint from some executive going, what do you mean I can't? What do you mean the button's not there? Oh, okay, yeah, we're done. We're done. Nope. Remember the Windows 8 debacle? Oh, when they tried the Windows 8, they still couldn't even fix the start. Please. Windows is a friggin' disaster, and we all forced to use it. But given, if you want gaming and performance and the Steam OS in a handheld, which is a dedicated gaming device, and you don't want to tell it, don't use Office 365, stop offering me OneDrive and just play a goddamn game, Steam OS is going to put pressure on Xbox, on Microsoft, especially now when they don't have a console to fall back on. When they don't have Game Pass to fall back on, because now they're putting the games all over the place. They have no exclusives to fall back on. They have no console to fall back on. Dude, they're all in on PC gaming. And guess what? Steam is waiting there with a big boot to the face. Oh, but we'll launch your games on our launcher. Go ahead. But Steam OS still rocks your operating system. So if you want to launch our games, that's fine. But you're just a launcher. You're not, you're just a play night. So anyway, I just saw that there as I was going through this shit. But it's pretty damn wild, though. We need Windows 12. Exactly. Windows 12 needs to gut it. And that's the thing. Like, if Windows 12 comes out and it's like, yo, we have a game version of Windows 12, that's what they need. And I'm interested for that. But I just don't know, man. All these years, they really haven't been that way. Anonymous Boss of the 5, he goes, let's deploy the lawnmowers, bud. Nick, tell your Uncle Phil Dominus I'm mowing the lawn. Phil the lawnmower man Spencer. That's what's cooking over there. And then another thing that came out right before the show, as I was going to get into this, was right before the show, a rumor came out from, where was it? It was let me see. It was Nick. Who was it? There's a rumor that there's going to be a Gears beta. So somebody was, it was over on Blue Sky. I shared it out. Did I share it out right before the show? Yeah, here it is. So Pure Xbox has here the Gears of War Reloaded beta seemed to be happening ahead of Xbox release. It was spotted on Steam. At the start of this month, they announced Gears of War Reloaded, with the full game arriving in a few months in August. On the Steam database, it suggests that there's a beta. Spotted online, this dude Neon Velocity on Blue Sky said, I'm excited that I'm able to play the Pen PL beta. Basically, it's Gears. So maybe they're saying at the Xbox Showcase, a shadow drop, that they're opening up the Gears beta there. So we may have the Gears beta there. It's the Ultimate Edition with a fresh coat of paint. Dude. They're giving them beta. Oh, man. PlayStation is their Xbox. That is it. PlayStation is their Xbox, and they will not admit they do not want to see that shit. And then grinders. They had the glazes. Grinders, here it is. Hit that like button. This is on my shop right. We got the triple glaze. We had the glazed Xbox, the glazed Nintendo, and the glazed PlayStation. We had all the glazes on there, the glaze holes. We had the PlayStation glaze. That's what Satya has. Satya loves that PlayStation money. Satya got that PlayStation glaze. The Nintendo glaze is coming.
The Nintendo glaze got these dudes showing PS4 games versus a 2020 $25,500 portable running games at juicy 30 frames. Just buy a Mario games and stop comparing with that Nintendo glaze.
That Nintendo glaze. And then we got our Xbox glaze.
Juicy, 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 glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancake, shake my head, Xbox marketing.
The buried treasure is gemstones of juicy glazed blackberries, raspberries.
Yo, it was so lined up there, man. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, triple glaze. That was crazy. I had to take that picture and share that. And then grinders, I have this we know June's coming, right? We're talking about the PlayStation Showcase. We know now the Days of Play is coming this week, where there's rumors of sales, and we're gonna go over those sales. But grinders, one thing that we just said, because of this Xbox Showcase, there is no FanFest there. And that like button grinders. The guy with Green Grindhouse glaze. Yo, somebody set that up, Don Johnson. It wasn't me. I just looked up, I saw the three, and I'm like, yo, that triple glaze. But the grinders, as you know, Twitter was going through some crazy things here, but man, I have I wanted to save this for the Grindhouse. So hit that like button, grinders. But I had a question. This video showed up and I was like, what in the Xbox Fan Fest is going on here? And I was just like, yo, there is no Xbox Fan Fest this year. So to shout out the last Xbox Fan Fest, I got behind the scenes footage of last year's FanFest grinders. You only see it here exclusive at the Gaming Grindhouse. Hit that like button. Grinders, what in the Xbox FanFest is going on here? I have no clue, but grinders, somebody tell me what's happening here. Oh my God.
Representing President and First Lady in Houston, James Johnson. From Total Body Workout in Sacramento, James Wallace.
Juicy, glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancake, shake my head, Xbox marketing.
The buried treasure is gemstones.
There's some glazed Xbox Fan Fest going on here.
Jones pancakes. Shake my head, Xbox marking it. Juicy, 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 black, 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 double blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancakes, shake my head, Xbox marketing.
Phil, what do you got to say about this FanFest dance? It's the Night Ninjas.
Juicy, 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 black, 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 glaze, glaze, double glaze, blackberries on top of Janky Jones. Pancakes, shake my head, Xbox marketing. Juicy, juicy,
Oh shit! I don't know what was going on. I just said, "What in the Xbox FanFest is going on?" Holy crap! What are they doing over there? Yo, they were dancing. Yo, that goes along with the Xbox joust and the wall climbing. Oh my goodness! These Xbox ninjas. No man, see Mary Wilcox. Oh man, I just said what the fuck? Yo, when I saw that go with the music, I'm like, holy crap! Oh my god, with the music. I was like, what the hell's going on, dude? I just what's going on? What in the bootleg Freddie Mercury? What's going on? Holy shit! Oh man, I don't know what was going on. But man, that was a shout out to FanFest. Hopefully Greenberg cleans it up. No more booty coffees and dancing. Yeah, I can see what's going on there. But man, why would they now? Now they don't have that multi-platforms, all that shit going on there. Woof. But anyway, grinders, there's a sale coming up now. So the rumor is oh man, let's see. We got the rumor going on here with the Days of Play. Mr. Henderson now, who said that there's no future for Xbox, just revealed the U.S. discounts. Grinders, U.S. discounts. So Days of Play happen every year. And for PlayStation, they do the Days of Play. And all PlayStation Days of Play discounts revealed. So this is what they're saying, right? So these are the video game discounts that they have here for Days of Play. And in here, they got all their first party games pretty much are on sale. So everybody fighting for $80 games. All the PlayStation games on sale. Returnal, $30. They are old ones on here. Gran Turismo, MLB The Show 2025, and now it's a $50. A Spider-Man at $20. The $180 version of the Forbidden West collector's version now is $80. I think that thing was with the Tremor Tusk. Forbidden West, Herman's Girlfriend, $30. Forbidden West there. Last of Us, MLB The Show, 2 at $23. So like their games are going on sale here. Until Dawn, $40. Helldivers, $230. Marvel Spot, the collector's edition, the PS5, the one with the Venom statue. This is one I got. $129. They can still find those? I guess it's on their website. And Ratchet and Clank was $70, now it'll be $30. But the hardware is where you want to see it, grinders. So here you go. So the digital console covers now $40 instead of $55. So they got their disc covers now $40. They have their. Let's get to the prices of the console because this is crazy. Their covers are on sale. So all their covers look like they're $45 to $40, which they got to come out with new ones. They also have the Pulse Explorers on sale too. They have the Pulse Explorers, the earbuds, the white $169 instead of $200. The black ones $169 as well. And then they have the do they have the Elite on sale? No, it doesn't look like they got the headphone, only the buds on sale. Seagate Drive is on sale. And then here you go. We got the consoles, the VR, $350. PSVR 2 is $350 instead of $400. The one with Call of the Wild is still $350. So you get Call of the Mountain for free for the same price if you can find that bundle. But then here you go. Here's the juice. Here's the juicy ones. The PS5 Pro console now is $650. Grinders. That is $50 more than the base Xbox. With 2 terabytes. And it's crazy. And everybody is going crazy here because they're saying Xbox increased their prices and they were banking on Sony increasing their prices. And instead, Days of Play is here and they were dropping the prices. The other thing, which is crazy, is this. A new Call of Duty bundle. A standard and digital is on this list. It is $450 for the standard Call of Duty one with the disc drive and $399 for the digital one with Call of Duty. They got a Call of Duty PlayStation bundle that's supposedly going to be released. You got your Pro at $650. You could buy a Call of Duty digital and a $400 for $400. A digital PlayStation Slim. You could upgrade and add the disc drive to it later on, which you can't do that with any Xbox console. So even for $400 later on, you could go buy the disc drive if you want a disc drive and turn it into a standard for $80. But now there's supposedly a Call of Duty PlayStation bundle. $400. And Xbox increased their price. Boosters like $450. The Series X is $600. The one with the glitter is $730. Xbox increased their prices and Sony's dropping their prices. And back when I said this on May 5th, when they announced this, or May 3rd or whenever, when they announced this, when they dropped their prices, I said, the amount of time that Sony does not increase their prices, when Microsoft increased their prices, I said, the amount of time that Sony does not increase their prices, that is like free, dude, that is like just free marketing for them. They just got now the cheapest console. They are cheaper than Xbox. Microsoft, now a console that was not selling. What's up, Niku? How you doing? A console that was not selling is now overpriced for the same old hardware, no iteration, no slim version, nothing. And now on top of that lapse of time from when Microsoft did it, almost a whole month of May, PlayStation did not adjust their price at all. Microsoft sat there and increased their price overnight. And now, at the end of a month of this, they're going to now do the Days of Play starting this week and start dropping the prices. And they're going to have a Call of Duty bundle, something that Microsoft didn't even do for the holidays or now. Like, it's just a head scratcher. It is such a head scratcher to me. Like, people go, well, they don't care about console. And it's just like, yo, there's not caring and there is like not caring. Like, I understand where it's like, oh, it's about MAUs and the consoles, you know, not driving the business, but you're still selling a product. Like, I understand that it may not be the focus of your business, but that you are just stomping it out yourself. Like, you are basically committing, you were just destroying your own brand. Sabotage. That's right, Don John. That's it. Like, it is just legit, just like I said, there's not caring and there is like not caring. There's like self-sabotage. They didn't even do a Call of Duty bundle for their own they spent $80 billion and there was no Call of Duty bundle. These people were cheering in the streets for Phil to buy $80 billion for PlayStation. And what their cap is like, well, we got it in Game Pass, so we don't need a bundle. It's like, yo. Like, this is what I mean. It's like, why even waste people's time? Like, just leave. I know, Blackfire, right? It means the PlayStation 5 digital is cheaper than Xbox Series S. Exactly. $50 less. Or $30, whatever the hell it is. Those Xbox prices went straight. It's crazy. And they're all sitting there going like, yeah, this is not going to happen. Look at this. Mr. I left my dream job. Where is he? Look at this one. He ran out and bought a Pro. He was smothered in Pros. He had three-way. He had a Pro on the left, a Pro on the right. And he's like, oh, that's because Sony's going to increase their price. And now Sony's decreasing their price. Yo, Dusty Bin, go get your price match.
Dusty Bin said, why did he leave? A yen to cap for Xbox and be glazed. And now he is out buying PS5 Pro. Time to make the cookies. A cannon to cap for Xbox and be glazed. And now he is out buying PS5.
Another bad decision.
Time to make the cookies. I don't wanna kill you.
What are we gonna do here, man? What are you doing?
Number one customer.
You and Shaggy ran out there. You and Shaggy ran out there and bought Pros the day they announced the price increase.
Time to make the cookies.
Oh yeah, it's cookie time. Time to make the cookies. Oh yeah. Time to make the cookies. The day they announced the Xbox price increase, dude glazed his ass to the store and bought a Pro and surrounded himself. He took down his Phil Spencer picture. He's like, I'm got a Pro. Shaggy saw that price increase and was like, ran out there, had a Pro in his kitchen in an instant. And now, dude's probably out of the price match for 14 days. Dude got $50 off. Oh, man. Sony played you so bad. You ran out there going, I'm going to buy a Pro because they're going to increase their price immediately. Dude, they decreased the price. Oh, man. I can't play it again.
Again to cap for Xbox and be glazed. And now he is out buying PS5. Time to make the cookies.
Time to make the cookies. Man, dude, he ran out there. Sony didn't do anything. Microsoft was the one who announced their price change, and he ran. Dude, where are they? Where is it? Where is it? It's got to be all the way back here, man. When they ran out there, it's like, honey, where you go? I gotta get a Pro. They're going to increase the price tomorrow. Dude, they didn't increase the price for the whole month, and now they're decreasing the price. Man, where is he? He's surrounded in them. He's going to do them. They better go get his price match now. They better go get a price match. Again, bad judgment. Where is it? There it is. There it is.
Gears of War. You know, if you would have told me that
Is this the one? Oh wait, this is not the one. Hold on, we'll find them. I think it's right after this one. Where is he? Oh, this is the Gears one. Oh my god, that's another disaster. There it is.
PlayStation 5 Pro.
There it is.
I can get a PlayStation 5 Pro with a stand for less than that 2 terabyte Xbox Series X. So I think Xbox has made a grave mistake in the console business. And you know what I did? I wasn't joking. I was not joking, y'all. I got the place I haven't even opened it yet. This is another PlayStation 5 Pro. I am convinced that PlayStation is going to raise the prices on this console. Yeah, I bought it again, Alma. I bought another PlayStation 5 Pro. And you know what? It's not like they're hard to get. You just ordered them on Amazon. They're just available on Amazon. I already have an unboxing video on the site because I bought one and I thought I would use it. And then, I left IGN and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, right now I'm leaving a company. I probably don't need this big expense, $700 thing in 2024. I return it. And I'm like, if I want it again, I'll get it in 2025. And in 2025, there's at least 2 games coming to PlayStation exclusively on the PlayStation 5 that warrant my purchase of the console.
A few moments later.
To clarify, somebody said dude is being cheap. It's a tax write-off for him. Do you understand that a tax write-off doesn't mean I get the console for free? Do you understand how tax write-offs work?
The cookie you get for free
help reduce your taxable income. You don't. I still pay for it. And I still end up paying taxes. But that's not how tax write-offs work. It just reduces your taxable income a bit. So people like, oh. And also, why even if it was a tax write-off and like I got it for free, which is not how it works, why would I keep 2 PlayStation 5s? I wasn't joking.
Time to make the cookies. I count into cat for Xbox.
It just goes along with the.
I was not joking, y'all. I got
Dusty been
time to make the cookie. Dude. He's like, I'm convinced they're gonna increase the price. Yo, now we gotta do a few moments later. $50 cheaper.
I haven't even opened it yet. This is another PlayStation 5 Pro. I am convinced that PlayStation is going to raise the prices on this console. Yeah, I bought
Oh man.
Papa Janky Jones pancakes, shake my head, Xbox marketing. Juicy,
The glaze, you too glazed.
Glaze, double glazed blackberries on top of Janky Jones pancakes. Shake my head, Xbox marketing.
Yo, he got 2 of them. A tax write-off. I'm convinced they're gonna increase the price, dude. They didn't increase the price for the whole month, and now they're decreasing the price $50. Yo, it's just like this is bad news. It's like I got some bad news. Sony with the old switcheroo. Yo, I got some bad news. He's like, I'm convinced that they are going to increase. What was that again? And then he had to fight for taxes
to raise the prices. I am convinced that PlayStation is going to raise the prices on this console. Yeah.
Yeah, I bought it again, Alma.
I bought it again, Alma. I bought another PlayStation 5 Pro.
Yo, and then he got one in the background. Phil Spencer's pictures ripped off the wall. Man. Yo. And the guy, where Shaggy was over here too. He was zoinks. And then here he was, look at this.
Box. Now you can build a $700 to $800 box on PC that would probably destroy the PlayStation 5 Pro in terms of visuals. Right? Now you're like razor margin in terms of the PC upgrade option. I think $700 is a lot of money to get any consumer to spend, and it's actually $800 because we don't have disk drives anymore. So I think Xbox has made a grave mistake in the console business. And you know what I did? I wasn't joking. I was not joking, y'all. I got the place. I haven't even opened it yet. This is another PlayStation 5 Pro. I am convinced.
You're my #1 customer.
I am convinced that PlayStation is going to raise the prices on this console. Yeah, I bought it again, Alma.
Well, they decreased the price a few moments later. They decreased the price this week. Sign my ass with the 20C. He goes, Destin's a scalper now, dude. He's surrounded by PlayStations now. He's surrounded. He's been buying them all over the place. And now they just dropped the price. They're gonna drop the price on him. he's like, my God, I'm not gonna financially. Oh, yo. I remember Shaggy.
Like zoinks.
Shaggy ran out there too.
Hey, Shaggy, grab a bucket and some Lysol. Scrub off my tires. There's fucking dog shit all over by the entrance.
I'm supposed to be picking up scrap.
You'll be picking up your teeth in another second.
Yo, Shaggy, he ran out there too. He was like, guys, they're gonna increase the price. I'm out of here. Oh man, here are the prices.
The Xbox Series
Look
X.
at this. This is what Xbox did for the whole month.
The Xbox Series X is now $599.99. The digital edition, $549.99. The Xbox Series X 2TB Galaxy Special Edition, a whopping $729.99. The Xbox Series S 512 gigs is now $379.99. The 1TB edition, $429.99.
Yo, that's what I mean. The Slim is $400. It's gonna be $400 this week with Call of Duty. Yo, and this is Booster. This is not even the Series X. The PlayStation 5 Slim version digital is $400 with Call of Duty.
$99. The Xbox Wireless Controller Limited Edition, $89.99. Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2, $149.99. Xbox Elite Wireless Controller Series 2 Full, $199. Xbox Wireless Headset, $119.99. So if you're looking to get a top-of-the-line Xbox...
Phil is Starfield exclusive? Phil says no, I said no, red bitch.
I have an exciting life now. Breakfast to go. You're gonna love my nuts.
Oh, man.
And a new headset. Yesterday, it would have cost you $889.97, but as of today, it'll cost $1,049.
Holy shit!
They're like mushrooms. Feed them shit and keep them in the dark.
Oh, man. Xbox.
For 6 years, I taught you how to go for the W. You could have been one of the greats.
Oh.
And now look at yourself. You're not even a has-been. You're a never was.
Yo. Yo, like I said, the timing. Like, even if you're like, oh, man. Yo, and he was doing this. Remember this? There he goes. Look at him. When the Pro got announced, look. So if you want a game today, you could play on a $1,000 PC, a $700 Pro, and he gave all the prices. And he's like, the Pro certainly stands out here for the wrong reasons. Yo, man, he went hard on that PS5 Pro price, then ran out and panicked when Xbox increased their prices. Like, again, Sony didn't do anything. They didn't decrease the price. They didn't say anything. Microsoft went out and increased their prices for no friggin' reason at all. People said tariffs, but nobody else increased their prices. So now tell me it's tariffs again. Hello? Anybody? Hello? Hello? What? I thought it was tariffs. Oh, how is Sony putting their stuff on sale? How did this happen? Where's Xbox sale? Hello? 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 Well, what happened to the tariffs? Oh, I'm convinced PlayStation's the tariffs. I'm going to increase their prices. With the sale. Dude ran out. He just had $700 burning a hole in his pocket. He's like, shit. Shaggy went, yabba dabba doo. Shaggy went Scooby-Doo. He ran out there and he bought a goddamn Xbox, $700. He was bitching about it since October. They both been bitching about $700, and then as soon as Xbox increased their price, $700 just showed up in their couch cushions, and they ran out and bought Pros. Shaggy had it in his friggin' living room. Dusty been surrounded, celebrating on a stream. Dude had time to go buy a Pro, another one, launch a stream, and start holding it and carrying it around like it's a trophy. But Xbox, it was tariffs though. And he's like, oh, PlayStation's going to increase their price too. That's why I bought it. I'm a smart consumer. Oops. 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 You better go get that price match. People talking about tax write-offs. They bought another one. Like, come on, man. Like, what are you doing? Be honest with your like I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. But you sit there and talk about how great Xbox is doing and wonderful shape and all this stuff. They increase the price. You're like, oh, I'm buying a PlayStation. Really? But I thought Xbox was doing great. I thought they were doing all the right things. They were coming back, making all the right moves. Why would you go buy into PlayStation? What is the purpose? Why did Xbox increasing its price make you go buy a PlayStation? Right? That's the thing. If I was telling you that Xbox is doing great and doing wonderful and it's worth it, if they increase their price, I'm like, oh yeah, that sucks. But you know what? It's still worth it. It still has great games. It still has this. Like, would you go buy a like? What made you go buy a PlayStation? Oh shit! I'll go. I'm going back now. I didn't skip anybody. I'm going back. I'll go back to the chat. So where's Gordo? Gordo, where did you slip in? Here's Gordo. Gordo with the 5. He goes, how are they going to do a PlayStation console bundle for their own game and not do the same thing for their own Xbox loyal customers? I know, Gordo. Like, that's the thing. And again, this Call of Duty bundle has been leaked, but it has not been shown yet, officially announced. So I don't know what they're like again, like I said, there is not caring about your console that you're selling, and there is not caring about your fan base. Like that's why I said last week, I was like, dude, just like they are really they're just shitting in their cereal, man. They're spitting in their face. Like just what Gordo said. Like they didn't even have one for the holiday. They didn't even have one for the holiday. But what it shows is that there's a different level. Shout out to Doc. Like he says about the levels to this. There's a level of like, there's real consumer, like Xbox fans that don't get the free shit. There's Xbox fans that just believe in Xbox because they grew up with it. They liked it. They like the library that they built, and they like the operating system. They like the controller. They just like Xbox. They don't get the free shit. Those are the people that I feel bad about, because those people are getting the short end of the stick. Like and what's happening is some of those people are listening to the influencers, the ones that get all the free shit, the ones that get invited to Janky Jones parties and get invited to rooftop parties and get I got a review copy, review this and send them this, and they got this. Oh, look at this special. You see them all over Twitter. You see them all over X, because they got to. Legally, they gotta shout out that they got this for free. Like they got this. You know, Paris does it a lot. And all the other YouTubers and stuff, they get it. And you gotta basically say, I got this. Thank you, Xbox. And they see like they got a collector's edition and all this shit. They don't care about what Xbox is doing, because Xbox is greasing them. Microsoft and Phil Spencer and they're greasing them. They're keeping them. Oh, you want to get hands on Janky Jones? Oh, you want to fly out here and play Redfall? Come on. That's all greasing, man. It greasing them. And what's the problem is that those people are telling the true fans, the people that really like it, it's fine. It's all great. And those poor people are sitting there getting screwed because they're believing this false thing that it's not all good. It's all good for them because they're getting greased. I got a review. I got this. Oh, they flew me out to here. Shake my hand. Give me this. Do that. All this shit. But the real fans, The ones that don't get that are listening, and they think that it's all good, but they're good because they're getting invited out to go play Janky Jones early. Thank you for the super pack. Thank you for this. Shout out to Xbox. Thanks for sending me the deluxe ultimate edition. You think they care about prices going up? No, it's fine. And the real fans, the people that sit there go, what my Call of Duty? I cheered on $80 billion to own Call of Duty. What the hell is Call of Duty getting a bundle on PlayStation for? Like, and make that make sense. Explain to me. How the hell? Oh, because they sell it over there. We got Game Pass. Listen, not everybody has Game Pass. And if you want to identify Call of Duty with your brand, you spent $80 billion to own Call of Duty. They counted the years that Sony had no marketing, grinders. They counted the years that Sony had no marketing. Sony got one more year left, and then we can market. Remember that, like, Sony's marketing deals dried up, and now Microsoft could do their own marketing for Call of Duty because it's over this year. They spent $80 billion to continue Sony's bundles and marketing of Call of Duty. They were counting down the years. It's almost done. Sony's done with that marketing deal. Now we own Activision. We can market the hell out of Call of Duty. No bundle, no wraps, nothing. And now you just increased the price of the Xbox console with no games, no new hardware, no slim versions, and Sony's sitting there with reiterations of slim versions, pro console, and now you're having a Call of Duty bundle. Whew. Insane. Insane. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. And the fact that this happens and people sit there. Shout out to Cyber Dragon, member of 41 months. Holy shit, that's an OG grinder right there. He goes, what's up, chat, mods, grinders, and your host, Jez. Yo, I appreciate everything you do, Cyber Dragon. Thanks again. Check out Cyber Dragon's channel. He's been a member here for 41 months. He's an OG, man. OG. He knows. He's been here for the last 5 years. He knows all this shit I've been saying. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Phil needs his money now. I want my money, and I want it now. But it's just crazy. Just crazy, man. The disrespect that they're doing to their own fan base, and just the way they just rode them on that train, man. They rode them on that train. But I'm going to tell you about a derail train, grinders. Let me tell you about a derail. Listen. You know, I had J-Dub on the show, and we were talking about the Sony service strategy and all this other crap. Grinders, let me tell you something. Their service stuff, they made some bad bets. PlayStation. And this Fair Games, we talked about Jade Raymond leaving there. They dropped the money sign off the Fair Games, but according to Luke Stevens, he said that the $sign now, the gameplay details have leaked. So they described Fair Games, this is the Jade Raymond studio where she left, Haven Studios, as blending Fortnite with The Division. And it's an extraction game with the finals inspirations. Where is he?
Like zoinks.
Let me tell you a little tidbit here. If you describe your game as being like other games that you are going to compete with or deal with, zoinks. So it's Fortnite with The Division, and it's an extraction game. Heist theme with 3 to 4 players. Pre-alpha feels super clunky per early feedback. Feedback from recent playtests was not positive. Leadership just experienced a shakeup after the negative reception. So, fair games, fair done. I don't know. Like I said before, when you don't have positive feedback, it's going to be hard to build a loyal multiplayer group to carry the multiplayer part of the game. So not like, people not liking it, things like that. No, Luke Stevens no, they didn't. Okay, so he described it. Well, who described it? He didn't play it though, Corey. He didn't play it. It was described to him, not from them. It wasn't official description, but people were describing it to him as a Fortnite with the Division and stuff like that. So yeah, it was somebody else. But my thing already with this game is that they never led with gameplay. And if the feedback right now that they're getting is not good, and Jade Raymond now has left, it's going to be hard to build that culture up to carry a community game. And like I said, like it's tough. And hopefully they have a better description when they really market this game. I think just let the game do the talking. But it's another extraction game. Josh says, Folky said on Thrifty Playground a few weeks ago that Fair Game barely passed its last playtest. Listen, I don't know. The thing is that Jade Raymond left the studio that she founded. And this was her game. And she hasn't released a game since Assassin's Creed. She helped on a couple of them, but she hasn't released anything since Assassin's Creed. They hired us. I already went through Herman Holtz's kind of love the talk about Jade and all this. It was all about her and her group and all this stuff. She's gone. Now they got two other people now, Sergey and somebody else here. But the thing is, something's up. Like I said, nobody played it. Nobody saw it. And everybody could say it's bad and feedback and stuff. But what I'm saying, something's up. And something's probably not going right. So, does it get delayed? Do we know when it comes out? I think the only thing to save it right now is gameplay and a hands-on beta for everybody to play. And see what it is. But right now, I just think I don't know, man. I don't know what Sony's thing. I know they purchased a studio and they're going to have them running out, but you can't have this thing come out and then rip it back again and do a Concord, dude. And have a price for it. Do you think like I said before, as soon as the Concord shit happened, I said Fair Games needs to have a campaign, do something. And like I said, not just any campaign, but a good campaign, because that offsets the need to have a dedicated multiplayer install base established. That's the problem. But Corey, something's going down, dude. We're not hating extraction shooters. I'm just saying something's up with this game. The fact that she left. Something is going on. You can't say, oh, everything's great. It's wonderful. First off, they didn't show us gameplay. They showed us a friggin' CGI. And that was it. We haven't seen it. Watch me see gameplay for Intergalactic before we even see gameplay for Fair Games. So I don't know. And then we go to the other one in Marathon. After their debacle with stealing assets, their whole thing is that they now, there's apparently, and this is from Mr. Viper himself, Long Island Vipers, saying that the marketing for Marathon has been there's no marketing for it. Like, that's the other thing now. Now there's this thing that there's a possible marathon delay as Sony cancels all paid marketing plans. So according to the Game Post, that this thing, Bungie's marathon is likely to be delayed as report claims that Sony's now canceling all paid marketing plans. Bungie's upcoming shooter marathon can't seem to catch a break. What started as a highly anticipated closed alpha has hit a roadblock after roadblock, leaving fans to wonder if the game will actually see the light of day. First, the studio was rocked by the art theft scandal, which then revealed that some marathon promotional materials in the game were directly copied from an indie artwork, anti-real. Bungie quickly apologized and promised to review the assets. Now, following the whole art theft controversy, several reports now painted a pretty troubling picture of what happened behind the scenes. Multiple sources say the morale among the developers is in free fall, with many of the team feeling frustrated by leadership decisions and overall direction of the project. Some have even gone as far as calling Marathon's leadership toxic and humiliating to work with, saying that warnings about focusing on only PvP were brought up early on, but were completely ignored by the higher-ups. So when people started saying they want PvP, the higher-ups, you know what this sounds like? When I'm seeing this stuff, know what this sounds like? Two things. It sounds like what the initiative was saying, but more relatable what 343 was saying during the development of Halo Infinite. Pretty crazy. The whole thing where the higher ups and the suits are just not getting in. They're not getting, and they're just not listening and stuff like that. It's similar. Toxic and human. It seemed 343. I remember the same type of words and lingo were going around with that thing, with the leadership there. On top of that, another report claimed that the mixed reaction to the closed alpha, Bungie pushed its marketing and pre-order plans. And supposedly going live in June, the big open beta was replaced with public playtests. So now, supposedly, Sony is canceling all paid marketing for Marathon. A new report claims that Sony has canceled all paid marketing plans for Marathon. This information comes from Cole Moriarty, who shared the news in his latest paywalled episode, Sacred Symbols. This report came from someone familiar with the marketing efforts in overseas and is considered a fairly usual move for a game in high profile. Quote, this is what he said. I was told by someone familiar with the marketing plans in a key overseas market that there are now no plans to do paid marketing for Marathon at all. Moriarty said at the podcast, I don't know if these plans were affected by what has recently happened or if there's a way, always a plan or whatever, but it's considered an unusual move for a game of high profile. So now they're still saying they're pushing ahead for September 23rd. There's no delay. So I have a theory on this thing. And this is a shot in the dark of with the marketing and all this other stuff. So I did a little asking questions because I remember that there was something going down with this whole deal when the deal was made. And I asked our good AI here. And so just to bring this back, when Sony purchased Bungie, it was a different deal. And if you remember, Bungie, it included a clause that allowed Sony to assume greater control if Bungie fails to meet certain financial targets. Remember, Bungie was like, well, we're going to produce these games and we have the end of Destiny 2 and then we got Marathon and, we're going to do what we want to do. We'll just use you for marketing or whatever like that. And we're just going to do these things, right? When Sony acquired Bungie in 2022, it was initially stated that Bungie will remain an independent subsidiary with its own board of directors, and Pete Parsons, the CEO, would have a tie-breaking vote. However, sources familiar reported that this independent board structure is contingent on Bungie meeting specific financial goals. And if you remember, last year, they had layoffs at Bungie, and that was Pete Parsons trying to save his ass to make some money to hit those financial goals. So he laid off people. Now, If you remember, Sony took some of those people that they laid off and created their own studio. That's LFG, which they just announced. Because Bungie laid off people to try to make their financial goals. Now, if Bungie falls short of these goals by a significant amount, Sony is reportedly allowed to dissolve the existing board and take full control over the company. And this has become a concern, especially with the layoffs that they had last year and Bungie delaying game releases. They delayed even the DLC for Destiny 2, leading to speculation that Bungie is struggling to meet its financial targets. So, there's a deeper thing to this than just Sony owns Bungie. There's something going down where Bungie wanted to be financially sustainable as an independent subsidiary. And Sony was like, yeah, sure. As long as you can sustain yourself, sure. But as soon as you can't, and we got to come in and help you and bail you out, well, we're your board now. We got over this ship. And, you know, that's why I think Sony's approaching this a little more hands-off than traditionally they would do with a first-party game. Now, the marketing and the delay, this will be another delay for Bungie in this game. You know? So, this will be a Bungie delay in addition to what they already delayed with Destiny 2 DLC. Now, if this gets delayed, September 23rd, it gets pushed out. And believe me, pushing this game out any closer to if GTA does come out in May, I wouldn't want to be in that first half of the next year. So delaying this game, I don't think is going to do anything. And, you know, one other problem that I have with this stuff is that when you look at what they did with Concord after the beta, the feedback and all that stuff, like people were saying, guys, fix it. And they continued to just release it like deaf. They didn't really, they made a couple of fixes and tweaked a couple of things, but like they didn't say, hey guys, the beta's really not going well. People are they're kind of not feeling it. We got to, no, they just went ahead and said, no, it's releasing, dude. And we saw what happened. And this one, they may be getting some bad feedback and things. Just like, there's a lot of issues here. And yeah, exactly. I don't think so, Corey. Like, I don't think that they could delay this because I'm not going. Where are you delaying it to next year? And that's why I don't know if Sony's going to force this out or Sony's going to let them do what they're going to do. But dude, it's just not looking good with this. And I said this before. You're only as good as your last game. And I know Helldivers is incredible. It is a lightning in a bottle. It was an incredible game and it's doing insane. But people are not going to forget Concord and how that went, because that was a pretty wild thing for a service game to be open and shut that quickly within 2 weeks. Like, we've seen service games get roasted, but that was pretty crazy. And I don't know if Sony could deal with another kind of PR thing like that unless they got something to do. So, and the thing with Bungie is that Bungie is really trying to be self-sustaining. So Bungie can't financially support itself. Sony will come over and take over. And maybe that's what Sony's kind of relying on. It's like, well, you want to be independent, you know, we'll help you with some marketing and, you know, we'll put it out there, but we're going to pull that marketing if you're not ready to release this thing. You got things to do. Like, Sony, I don't think wants to put out. See, the thing is that I feel that Sony is not in the business of like putting shit out and say, we'll fix it later. Sony's not in that business. Sony's like, it hits. And if it doesn't hit, we move on and that's it. But we're not going to put out a game that's like, oh, it'll get better with time. It gets better with time. Like, it'll get better with time. Like, give us a chance. I don't know. I don't see Sony having that kind of They're like, no, it hits or it don't hit, and we move on. No sequel, yes sequel. You could fix the game, but we're not in the business of like, autistic vision, 60 will come later, 60 frames. They're not in that bullshit Game Pass vision that Microsoft is in. I feel like that they want their shit to hit and hit well. And these service games seem to be laying more into, they want to get Helldivers, dude. Sony-ness, that's right. Like Helldivers, hit and gone. Cook. Concord, they didn't even give it a chance. They didn't even give it a season. They're like, nah, 2 week, nah, we're done. To wrap it up, cancel it, return it, shut down the studio. Like, wow. We're not trying to fix this. We're not wasting more money trying to fix this game. Make what people want. We're just taking it. It never happened. And I don't know if Sony's ready for the business, if that's what, because that's what kind of these games are. These service games rarely hit like a Helldivers. Like they kind of hit. Like even you're seeing the pushback on Marvel Rivals. It was the industry darling. At the end of last year, it was the darling. Oh, everybody, Marvel Rivals this, Marvel Rivals this. Then they found that the matchmaking has been manipulated to make you want to play more, like a drug. It's not skill-based matchmaking. It's like it's matchmaking for like getting you to kind of level up, and they kind of manipulating you to make you feel like you're winning and basically keep you going like a hook on a drug. And now the content and the balance and everybody's complaining and now it's getting hated on. You went from hero to zero. Like now people are like, oh, you know what? The season sucks. This one sucks. This guy's nerfed now. And now the matchmaking's off and all this shit. And it's been proven false, Don John. But the internet's running wild with it. But I'm just trying to say how it went from this industry, this darling that everybody was gushing over, and a couple of updates and content drops and some rumors. And now all of a sudden, now you get this kind of this, and this is what happens with these games. These games come out, everybody loves it, they do a few tweaks, they nerf some characters, and everybody flips out. Now you went from the darling to everybody hates you and I'm not playing you, I'm going back to my other games. Does Sony have the time and do that stuff? I don't know. But that's what these games like Marathon, maybe they put it out there, it's rough, and like, oh, give us time, we'll fix it. I don't know if Sony's in the business with that. That's it. Outside Gaming Night, he's playing and winning. It's a good game. I like Marvel Rivals. But I'm just seeing the public perception of it is adjusting. And it happens with a lot of service games as well. But one of the things that stood out to me in talking about that is this. And I look at it as a consumer, I look at it as a negative. I like, if a game is not ready, then don't send it out and tell me it gets better with time. Like, here's a raw steak, but you know what? Over time, it'll cook, and then you can eat it. I don't think that's good as a consumer, because if that means you better charge me the cost, like maybe it's worth free now, and then later on it'll be worth money. But you're going to charge me $40, and then you're going to tell me if it gets better with time, we'll fix it. You're going to Halo Infinite to me. Oh, we'll fix it later. We'll fix it later. Give us the money now. We'll add frames later. Autistic vision, but maybe not. Oh, we'll add this. So we'll do this. Here's our roadmap. And I don't think that's good for a consumer. I don't like that, because that's what's been making a lot of people's purchases very questionable. Like, do I buy it? Is it ready, or does it still need more time in the oven? And more money of these games that they're asking for, people get more and more kind of cautious with like, hey, I'm not just dropping $70 on a game that needs patches and day one is not enough. And I find that as a consumer negative. But what's interesting, somebody that's been glazed had something else to say. And I wanted to bring this up because I was driving my car and I seriously was going to like swerve listening to this thing. I was like, excuse me? And it happens to be an Xbox podcast. Bootleg was on it. Hear this. I was let me think what you say in the comments below too. Live now, but hear this. What is that? That's not it. There it is. Is this it?
Not only because people are skeptical already of Marathon. People have been calling it a corpo shooter already. My uncle, shout out to Simon, he's pissed on the pure basis of the fact that it's not Destiny 3. So, you know, like for me, I'm just like, if I'm a Sony and I'm looking at my operating income, which is still not, the margins are not where they want it to be. Do I take a punt, a risk on a genre with my most prolific multi-platform studio that is, take a risk on a genre which is arguably becoming saturated now anyway? Or do I make Destiny 3, which has an install base already, tons of fans, a huge legacy, and all this kind of stuff? And I appreciate the idea that artists maybe sometimes they want to try and do something new. But it just kind of feels like now is not the time, and also you've kind of got to earn that, I think, sometimes. And I think with Destiny 2, like, they could have rejigged Destiny 3 to make it cheaper to run, because that's one of the big issues. You could achieve a lot of what they do with peer-to-peer servers, like what Monster Hunter does, or a more effective business model that could give them like a real bedrock. Positive comments about Marathon, maybe it'll find its audience, and maybe this will all blow over. But I just think it's like it's the wrong time to take such a risk like this. You know, when you've got
a God of War live service game, you know, you close Japan studio, she's gone. What is like game wise? Just like turned to complete shit. And because of that, you're gonna have less games during the PlayStation gen because so many games were canceled. Meaningful since what, Assassin's Creed 2 watch, I think, point with Agent 47 Phil Hay. I don't know.
Gosh, man.
I mean, it's true though.
Maybe you're just a bully.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. Tell me when I'm
party devices which are transparent, monthly active.
Maybe not be good in the beginning, and that needs with that sort of
this is the part.
User engagement and with that sort of staying power. And you would think Sony would be like, let's do another game. I don't know what it's going to be. I don't know if it's Helldivers 3 or whatever, but let's work together on the next project. And instead, they're going on their own. So I don't know like which one ended the relationship. Back then, you were like, Sony doesn't have the wherewithal or the cojones to release a live service game that maybe not be good in the beginning and that needs work and time and money to pour into it. It's like they don't have what it takes to sit with the project like that and turn it into something that's a success. And they didn't. And when they actually were presented with that, they folded in 2 weeks. And we're like, nope. And then you hear about all these cancels.
That was the thing. So I go back to that part where this is what Bootleg said.
Right? We have no clue. And you called it. I mean, all back then, you were like, Sony doesn't have the wherewithal or the cojones to release a live service game that maybe not be good in the beginning and that needs work and time and money to pour into it. It's like they don't have what it takes to sit with the project like that and turn it into something that's a success.
The cojones. Like that was, I was just like, why would that be something that's good? Like, why would it be that you put out something that's not good and then over time you make it better? Like, does that sound like a consumer friendly launch? That's why I was just like, what? That's something like, so Microsoft putting out shit up front and saying we're going to make it better over time, and it never gets better, but they just drag you along, that is better? But Sony don't have the balls to put out trash and tell us it's going to fix over time? Like, that, I'm like, excuse me? Because Microsoft promised all this stuff with Halo and was going to make it better, and they never did. So who's the fool? Oh, because they did nothing. Like, I think you should celebrate the point that if they put out something that's not up to par or quality, they get rid of that shit and don't waste yours and my time or our money. That sounds more consumerist than putting out something going, oh, we'll fix it in months, years. So, but Sony don't have the cojones, the balls, to put out trash or something not ready and then put time over it. I couldn't believe when I heard that. Like, that was Jez's thing. He's been calling it, Sony don't have the wherewithal to hold. What? No, if it's garbage, don't waste our time. Like Halo Infinite, hint, hint. Exactly, Mr. Grimm. That's exactly what gamers get upset about. Unfinished products. And then promises and roadmaps. Oh, we'll add this later and we'll do this. It takes more balls to put a game out and market when you know it's trash, and then come out with a sit around the couch bullshit saying how we're going to fix it. And here's our roadmap and seasonality and DLCs and shoulder pads, and we'll fix the battle pass, and we're going to fix co-op will come later. That takes balls. That's balls. Not wasting people's time. So I didn't understand when I was listening to that. I didn't know how Jez thought that was a celebratory or a shot at Sony, that they don't have the cojones or the wherewithal
or the cojones to release a live service game that maybe not be good in the beginning.
The what? The maybe that not be good at the beginning.
And that needs work and time and money to pour into it. It's like they don't have what it takes to sit with the project like that and turn it into something that's a success.
Holy crap on me. That's what Jez was saying?
And bet big on herself. Or if it was Sony and they're like, you know what, we're going to be that maybe not be good in the beginning, bad at it, right? We have no clue. And you called it. I mean, all back then, you were like, Sony doesn't have the wherewithal or the cojones
he called it back then.
Release a live service game that maybe not be good in the beginning and that needs work and time and money to pour into it. It's like they don't have what it takes to sit with the project like that and turn it into something that's a success. And they didn't. And when they actually were presented with that, they folded in 2 weeks.
Good. Why waste time if it wasn't meant to be? Why throw more money at a problem? We've seen it with Redfall. We've seen it with Halo. Forza. Every single one of Microsoft's big games was released at missing features, less than stuff. Hellblade, no 30 frames. No 60 frames at launch. Starfield, no 60 frames at launch. We'll fix it over time. But they had the balls to charge $70 for Starfield. They had the balls to charge $50 for Hellblade 2. More money than the first one. No 30 frames. Oh, artistic vision. Halo is the perfect example of promises never met. Seasonality. All this stuff. But I wouldn't call having balls to stick with something that is not good. Because you always want to step and give that initial great impression. because it's really hard to put out a service game that does not gain traction, and you are trying to sell people roadmaps on a game that either they paid $40 for or free to play, and there are other games that are doing things better, have better content, have more stuff, and you put out a game and you're trying to show roadmaps and updates and selling people on that. That's a waste of time. And that's the one thing that all gamers are complaining about. Don't put out something that's half-baked. Don't put out something that is raw.
Bass is fucking raw! Shit! Raw! Raw chicken! It's raw. Fucking raw. They look raw! Raw, Carol! Fucking raw! Raw! Fuck off. And by the way, it's raw.
Yeah, I just couldn't believe that. Because that's exactly what I don't want. We'll fix it later. That's not consumer friendly. That's not. We'll take your money now, but we promise we'll fix it. I thought that's a better thing to do. Like if it's not ready and you don't see a future in it, then just cut it off. So that's why I was like, whoa. I mean the opposite, but like they're taking jabs at Sony. Like I understand Sony doesn't seem to like the service thing is a hit or miss with them, and most likely it's been misses, and now these other two games are misses. And what are they going to do? Are they going to cancel them? They're going to shut them down? They already canceled a bunch of games that people didn't even see yet. They're like, before we even announce what they are, we're shutting them down. So, and these are the ones that they greenlit, and they probably were far along in development. They said, yo, we can't cancel these, let's keep going. And I don't know. All I know is that, they got one hit, but the rest of them haven't been good. And it sounds like the other two are not doing too great.
#1 customer.
So, I don't know, man. Yo, what's up, Mag? How you doing, man? Shout out to Mag, man. The 5. He goes, Jess, why you gotta be on One with Colt? Now I have to rewind your show like the 80s. Oh man. Use rewind. Yo, I appreciate it, Mag. Shout out to Mag, man. Thanks, man. I'm glad you watch. You grind it over there. I know, man. Hey, this is my Monday nights, the Monday night grindhouse. But I appreciate it, Mag. But yeah, like I just don't get that whole part. But it is hit or miss with them. And it is something that that they they really got to spend. And the thing is I feel that Sony needs to do more of the listening to what people. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. They got to do more with the because that's what I said. These multiplayer games need a community. And that community is going to give feedback, and they got to take that and adjust. And again, maybe that's where Jez is coming from, in the sense that Sony needs to, well, you shouldn't even say it though, but I'm thinking like, hey, maybe they need to listen more and adjust and pivot. And maybe they're just not into that. They're like, hey, this is what we got. If they don't like it, then we don't like it. I don't know. But this service thing is a head scratcher. I feel like, if it is taking away from the games that Sony is putting out, and less may come out because of that, then I just feel that, that sucks, and they got to readjust on that stuff. But they're still cooking and still sending out the games. But I just feel that the service stuff is really newfound territory with them. It sounds like these other two games, like Marathon. But see, the Marathon thing, I think, is more of, if that fails, that might be in their benefit. Because then they could take over the board of Bungie, and then they could say, Bungie, now we tell you what to do. Get rid of Parsons, get rid of that whole friggin' clown show over there at Bungie, and then just use them for their talent, which that's what they wanted anyway. But the fair games, man, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe put it in PlayStation Plus and let it ride. Because that's the other problem they got, these $40 games, man. And like I said, Helldivers 2 was lightning in a bottle, and it's an incredible game. But it's tough. And I just think that, they have a lot of them. But we need to see what they're going to do here. And, I think one of the best things they can do is show the friggin' games. Let the games do the talking. That's what they need to do. Let the games do the talking. And I think that's another problem that Sony has had with these stupid state of plays. I feel like they're haphazardly done. They're either, like I said, they're all over the place. They're one game, they're this game, and I think they're playing it a little too close. I think they need to start showing their games and showing gameplay and getting people excited with the stuff. And I know there's people out there that'll say, just like when they showed the Spider-Man gameplay, oh, that didn't look good, the water effects are not there, this is alpha builds and all this other horse shit. Listen, it's going to happen. But when you show the gameplay and show what people are going to be playing, people can make better decisions on if it's something they're interested in and something they're not. When you have people sitting on couches telling you what the game is and what I think it's going to be and what we would like to have happen, it's like, how much is it if it's real? And how much is it in your imagination of what you want it to be? Because I'm not buying your imagination. I'm buying the product that's going to be real. So, like a Pia Molyneux sitting there telling you about all this stuff, but is that stuff in the game? No. It's what you would like it to be, or maybe vision it, but that's not what we're playing. And I think even across the board, we need to get better with gameplay. And I think Borderlands did a great job demonstrating with gameplay. I like that kind of demonstration. People talking about the game as it's going through and narrating it and showing it. I think that's kind of better way to play. And I know, Dret, man, I know. They're moving in a different direction. I know. But, what do we say with Sony? What do we say with Sony? Because I told you what's going to happen to them. Sony, what do they do?
PlayStation F8. You gon' learn the hard way. Hickoriness better watch
That's a tokiness, man.
When you fly too close to the sun. Just ask Phil, he got permanent tan lines on his ass.
That's Sony FAFO. That's right. That's right, man. We will see. That's right. Here it comes, Grinders. FAFO. We know it's coming. And they will learn. They're going to learn the hard way. And if it is what it is. I always said it, man. And maybe that's what they need to do. Put it out there. Get roasted again. Get that blemish. And then have to now have an Astrobot to save them. I don't know. But I just said, overall, my opinion as a consumer, I'm not a super fan of the random state of plays. I think Sony is showing games very close to launch, which I understand. And their games are great and they're effective. But I think it would be good if they step out a little side of the box. And maybe if they had the pressure from Microsoft and Xbox, they would have been more aggressive showing the games, because they were leading into this generation, showing us a lot, like a year or so ahead. And then they pulled back. And now it's sort of like, well, we're not going to talk about Yotai until Death Stranding comes out. And then after this, exactly, Drep, after this showcase, they're like, whose case? Isn't that something from The Price is Right showcase? Whose case? I know. Oh shit! Cephalon says, I guess they should kill that guy. And they can't port it to Xbox. Oh, and that's another fun. I saw that rumor going around that PlayStation will put their game. They got Hotokiness. They had them with new subtitles saying they're going to put games on Xbox. I'm like, oh god. Oh goodness gracious, dude, crack me up. The clowns with the jokes on that thing. We will see. And that's what I thought too, Ron. That's the thing. I feel like all the negative stuff coming out of the Sony camp is basically in that server shit. But Media Molecule, dude, and Studio Bend has been forever, and they canceled their game. And what the hell's going on with them? It's just they have these studios and stuff. And the same thing with Wolverine. They showed it so early, and we haven't yet heard anything about Wolverine. And I know that big Insomniac leak happened and shit like that. So a lot of crazy stuff is going on. It's been a wild generation so far, but I think we are coming to the peak of it, man. And I think, you know, I think last year and stuff like that, it was like there was surprises and things. But I really think now gloves got to come off, you know. And I'm just hoping that this whole Project Latitude of Xbox putting their games on PlayStation doesn't make just like us just like Sony go deaf and like we don't hear from them. Like they don't really they just and like they get weird with a game like, oh yeah, it comes out in a week or two, like sort of like stealth dropping shit and not giving a big fanfare and hyping people up and getting people excited about what to get, because they still got to sell the games, dude. It was a hack, not a leak. That's right here, but the stuff that leaked from the hack, that's what it was. That's like, you know, I said, oh, what's the price is right? But yeah, Grinders, I don't know, but yo, it was an incredible show. Shout out to everybody coming through. Let me make sure I got everybody there. And let me see. Got this. Cyber Dragon, saw my ass. Destin Scalper now. Yep, we got everybody. Yo, Grinders, we did hit the member goal, so we are going to get a song. So I'm going to put a new song in here as we do our end credits. But hit that like button. And then definitely stay tuned for the reaction video that I'm going to do live, and that'll be a fun show. So we'll do that later this week. But yeah, keep it locked here. And then I got a song here where we're going to do here. Let's see. I got, let's see which one I'm going to play. Here we go. We're going to do this one. Speaking about delayings and all that other stuff. I know, Pack. I know. That's the thing. They could be cruising. We don't want to be cruising. But we got a song right here. Here we go, Grinders. Hit that like button. Share it out. Gaming Grindhouse. Have a great day. Thanks again. And here we go.
No more rooftop escapades tonight. You traded stars for neon lights. FanFest dreams are all but gone. The third party's where you belong. Fables delayed, what a surprise. PS5 dreams fun.